I am so tired of people hating on this show. Yes, it is not perfect. This show is not Lord of the Rings. It is an original story. It does not have to follow Tolkien's lore and timelines. You need to watch it as if Lord of the Rings did not exist. If you saw this show and had never heard of Lord of the Rings before, you would not be so negative.
Be on your guard. There are older and fouler things than orcs in the deep places of the world.
From the beginning, we knew she couldn't do this alone. Every good quest needs a fellowship.
But you have not seen what I have seen.
I have seen my share.
You have not seen what I have
seen. We don't change anything, but we interpret everything in this incredible, unique way. Everyone was cast because they were the absolute best person for the role.
Second Age is the great unfilmed story in Tolkien's entire legendarium, with the forging of the rings and the last alliance. And we felt that that was the story that deserved to be told.
There is a tempest in me. It swept me to this island for a reason.
They cast you out for deigning to beg them for a few petty soldiers. What will they do when you tell them that you are my ally? When you tell them that Sauron lives because of you!
Oh, always beard. Enough with the quail sauce. Give me the meat and give it to me raw. Looks like meat's back on the menu, boys!
One does not simply walk into Mordor. Country.
You know what I just realized? I should have done a new edit of the intro and spliced in when Sofia Namved is talking to Disa going, "Ooh!" I should have spliced that in there. I should have. I just realized that now. Anyway, welcome everybody. It's our season finale of This Is Mordor Country, where we lose our minds for your entertainment. Listen, we want to thank everybody who's joined us on this little adventure, knowing that it would end in the abysmal disaster that it did. We got a lot to talk about today, so we're going to get right to it. Dermy, go ahead and say it.
Grand Alf!
Yes?
Yeah. Adam, listen. Okay,
you beckoned me.
We're finally here at the end. Okay, we're finally here, and all I'm thinking is the last few remaining brain cells I have are questioning whether I should just go start drinking again, because that's better for my health than this fucking show. I'm so thankful it's finally over and we could just get this behind us. God damn, getting drunk off of fucking Hiccup Derby is more coherent than this goddamn show.
It really is. And there's so many things that don't make sense, and I know exactly what we're going to get to. ABF.
This episode was literally just, hey, we forgot all this shit. We're going to do it now.
Keep going. Shut the fuck up and transition.
No.
ABF. Are the cries for your imprisonment as an evil dictator, are they going to end now, or are you still making them watch Agatha?
Well, everyone seems to be very relieved, but no, actually, we're not going to be watching Agatha anymore because
What's the point?
I actually think they're going to kill me for that. So not even a joke. People are like, pulling me into the side. You're like, we can't watch that.
A lot of us gave up. I haven't watched it since Dermy, the compromise with Dermy. I said, that's it. Why? And I'm glad.
Well, a deal was made. A deal was met.
At least you can clown on the lore being broken in Lore of the in Rings of Power, but in Agatha, it's just boring.
Yeah,
and pointless.
And gay.
Escape room. Okay, done.
Wine mom.
New escape room.
Drinking wine and
pretty
talking.
much. Yep.
Yeah. I mean, Alpha, have you lost any hair or gone grayer during this period of time?
Let me correct you. It's Grand Alf.
Grand Alf. Just change your name. Be Grand Alf.
I was just gonna say your name still says.
I still say.
Hold on. Okay. Yeah, but
I don't know how it didn't make you go flaccid yet. Like.
No, I'm happy to be here, dude. I'm ready to send this shit into the void with Morgoth, where he was sent. So yeah, I'm ready to
oh my God, and the
destroy this.
Fortunately, we get to talk about that first. I mean, joining us this week because Jed and Rachel ran away. They pulled their own escape hatch clause, but they're on the road. They might even be watching. So Jed and Rachel could be here. So Dermy kindly asked Gal to join us. I said, guys, go ahead and ask anybody if they want to come on this week.
No.
And
I'm setting the record straight, okay? Because
there's no record to set.
Everybody keeps saying I forced you to do this. You keep going around like I forced you. I said, would you like to come on? And I was like, you know what? You're beautiful. You're wonderful. You're sweet. You're kind. Would you be willing to come on and do this? There's no like you have to do it. I was like, we're shorthanded. Would you want to come on and help assist us?
I would like to correct the record. I may have said you forced me to watch this, but there is an important descriptor before that. Let me read this to you. Dermy Wormy has betrayed me by pulling at the strings of friendship and forcing me to watch this stupid episode of Rings of Power.
I never forced you.
You pulled at the strings of friendship, which is forcing my hand, sir. So, fuck you.
I said
you have nothing to counter that.
I do.
Nothing to counter that.
I said, "Hey, buddy, did I ever say how awesome you are and how your hair?"
Did she go? I'm not your buddy guy. Was that her reply?
No, she said, "Sai, what do you need? Do I need something to say how awesome you are?" Okay, you got me. Jen and Rachel are going to be gone Saturday, and we are down 2 people for Mordor Country. Could you possibly sub in? I didn't say you had to. I didn't say you were required to. I did nothing. I just, would you be willing to?
Nothing that you just put out into the public changes what I fucking said.
Never
I apologize. I should have asked. Are you guys okay with me saying curse words?
It's fine. You've been on my channel before.
I mean, like this early in. Okay.
You've been on my. Listen, we got through the opening minutes. We're fine.
I'm coming off of Sam's strain, which was Screaming into the Void, and we were talking about the hurricane and lack of government things that they've been doing or not doing. So I was a little heated there.
Well, Dermy's a good punching bag, so that's fine.
I got my avatar set.
Oh, good lord.
Why does that fit so well, though?
It does look really...
Like, it just looks like, okay, he's still alive on planet Earth as we speak now, and this is what he looks like because this alien has had to deal with these stupid humans.
Anyway, hail and howdy to everybody across the chats. We are happy to have you all with us. We're glad you've been here, that you've enjoyed our suffering, and one last time, at least as this panel exists, for the moment, we're going to suffer for you. Hit those like buttons, subscribe to everybody's channels, and let's get this over with. All right, so we literally pick off. Oops, went in wrong button. We literally pick up where we left last week because.
No, we don't.
Oh wait, hang on. Damn it, I didn't full screen
Wait,
it. There we go.
Fuck,
Yeah,
I
you
love
do.
just watching
You
in
do.
my head.
Because we go right to Durin the Fourth, going
Oh,
to
that's
see
right.
what happened with his dad. And
And crying.
unfortunately, Deez is alive. That's the first problem. She lived. Now, we didn't get our sing-off. We wanted the sing-off. We wanted that so bad.
Oh,
I know we
man.
did. That would have been great. I would have loved it. But they explained that Durin the Third went on ahead to continue the mine. And after they kissed.
Oh.
So off-putting too. Like what the?
Chemistry. None.
Oh.
I love you. I love you. God. And
Oh, hey, Adam, I meant to ask, did you watch that video I sent you?
Which one?
The one that was a lore video about all that we're talking about.
I think I started it and I stopped it for reasons I don't remember when you sent it to me.
There's no worries.
I remember you sent it to me. I started watching it, and I think I got up and got distracted and forgot to go back. All honesty.
Got it. ADHD. Got it.
Yeah. But I mean, I do know some of the Dwarven history, though, or at least the part of the Moria history and other stuff. So I was somewhat familiar with it. The fact that this is happening right now is absurd, especially with the fact that he's going to go in here and we first have to talk about this retarded conversation they have.
He's humping a goddamn minecart.
It's a.
So I just wanted to point out that the siege unit, the Ravager, is what this siege unit that he's using against the wall, opening up the cavern, should have been outside.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah.
Was it a siege unit or was it a minecart that he was humping? Because that's what it
was
looked like.
just like
it looked
a
like he
little-
was humping a minecart.
It was like a wall dildo.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was just.
All right.
Oh, please stop! Please stop!
So he's father, stop! I'm gonna take off the ring, or I'll cut your hand off.
You're
And
strong
we
enough
just-
to lift it. Axe, are you strong enough to strike your father?
No, cry, cry, cry.
Yeah, cry. We immediately have men become whiny bitches.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was so ridiculous.
And you, I can't fight you because you're the strongest dwarf I've ever known because you never let me win at arm wrestling.
To be fair, though, this is probably the strongest writing in this one moment that the entire show had.
I could see where that could be argued.
It almost landed.
It almost why it didn't land because we have zero emotional connection to these characters.
Correct.
And you know, I'll say this: some of the actors in the show are decent actors, but they're dealing with the shit that Amazon gave them. Like the guy that plays Celebrimbor, he's actually a decent actor.
Charles Edwards is a very good actor. I've seen him in other British productions. He's
and
a
then
good
the guy that plays Durin the Fourth, I think he could be a good actor. He's in a shitty show.
I'm sorry. Every time I see Durin the Fourth's fucking crown, it looks like an inflatable toy.
You mean the third?
Yeah, Durin the Third.
Whichever one.
Durin and Durin.
Durin and Durin.
Durin and Durin.
The one with the ring that's humping the cart.
That's the third.
His crown looks inflatable every time I see it.
It is ridiculous. It's not a good crown. It's
Isn't Durin
Everything looks awful in this.
Yeah. So they had the conversation about I can't beat you and do that, and then Durin the Fourth just stands there, and he's gonna let him bust through the wall.
Yep. He yells at him.
Yeah, yells at him.
Doesn't that work?
And yelling only works if you're a woman yelling at a man in this.
Valid.
That's only works. So he busts through, and first of all, I will give
whole
it this.
scene is ridiculous.
The shot of the Mithril cavern does look good.
Yeah.
All the veins of Mithril. That looks good.
It was pretty cool.
But you have to realize it. And Alf can back me up on this. If this should have been being mined for centuries.
Yep.
Before they get to the Balrog.
Yeah. So they didn't unearth the Balrog until 2,000 years into the Third Age.
And on top of that, this whole scene where you get Durin telling Durin that this is the riches of our mountain. You knew that season 1. You were
I mean,
discovering the myth.
But he didn't have the ring, Dermy, so he could see the mountain.
I'll say this: the Balrog looked good.
Yes.
Well, because they copy and pasted it from Wetaworks. That's
well, I know. I'm just saying it didn't look bad.
Yeah, the Balrog.
Well, actually, I will argue that
some stuff.
they took something that's supposed to look good and then they F it up. Because, of course, this is what gets me right here. They've hit the exact place where the Balrog is currently hanging out.
Mm-hmm.
I guarantee the Balrog was deeper than that because it took them centuries to get there.
Yeah, so it's the exact place where the Balrog is hanging out.
I was almost wondering if maybe they had some sort of story lined up that it likes to hang out around the mithril.
It gets high on mithril.
Well,
yeah.
It's like crack cocaine.
At least it would have been something.
Yeah, but no. Here's the something. We have to copy Fellowship now.
Oh yes.
Here comes the whip on the leg.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't just the whip on the leg though. It was the entire Balrogs coming. You get the roars, you get the hisses, and you see the whole lighting effects as well. And again, they think the Balrog is made of fire when he's made of shadow that looks like fire.
And here's
so
the problem:
just treat it like fire.
Dermy, you bring that up. They're going to cut to a shot here where it starts to climbing, and they show the shadow from the wings, but they overdo it right here, and it looks like shit to me. Where it's everywhere.
So they're trying to make this whole scene where he dies. They're trying to make it seem like a heart-wrenching scene, but no one gives a shit about this character.
No.
Yep.
The entire time.
Go ahead.
When he goes to fight the Balrog, and they do the slow-mo, and he's jumping into the air bullshit.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, this is a great looking shot for a poster. Because the action scene that is, I'm like, he's dead. I
disagree. I thought it was comical. I laughed
it was
because
comical.
his legs are mid akimbo, and they're like, ah.
No. That's what I mean. It's a great looking shot for a poster to get people interested with what's going on, but the actual action of it is stupid.
Yeah, he gives up his advantage by leaping in the air.
Yes.
It would be a fun, interesting thing for a different show and a different theme, not Lord of the Rings.
Look at this. Look at his legs.
So retarded.
Look at his legs. It's silly.
It does look dumb.
But
the stands are going, this was masterful. I was crying. 10 out of... Do you have any idea how many 10 out of 10s I've seen in the past 24 hours from these people?
Ridiculous. Balrog does look good.
He's a tiny thing. That's me jumping at the Balrog.
Hey, Smoo makes a good point. He
No,
says,
you're a
how did Durin jump that high?
They got hops.
He pumped up his Nikes.
He's a dwarf. He pumps up his Nikes.
His air Durins.
Well, yeah.
He's got air Durins.
Dwarfs don't jump. That was a whole thing during
exactly
Two Towers. I can't jump, so I'll
You're gonna have to
you.
toss me.
Yeah.
It and I should make a correction because I can jump pretty high for how tiny I am.
But
I'm also not a fucking dwarf in reality, to which they cannot.
No, you're a hobbit.
That's hobbits.
So what I love here is remember he told Deeza, "Don't come in here,"
and then immediately,
and then she's there to hold me back.
Exactly. Stop him from doing something. That was the first thing I thought. I'm like, why are you here? He told you not to come die with him. You had your stupid, awkward kiss.
Look at this. Look at this. This is ridiculous. And it leads to something even dumber. So there's an explosion clash between their weapons. And that doesn't even make any sense because he took the ring off. If we play by their in-show rules, the ring gave him superpowers. He doesn't have that anymore. He took the ring off.
No, it takes 30 seconds for it to fully wear off.
Yeah.
And then
it's still in my system. Let me fart it out.
And then later when
ring gas.
Galadriel puts it on, it doesn't erase her facial injuries, but it did for I don't want to get too ahead.
Don't try to figure out.
We'll talk. We'll get there. We'll get there. So all right, Caven. Okay, go ahead.
Sword, just because his axe hit that blade, his axe should have shattered.
Yes, because that's just a regular old freaking axe. That's not a mithril axe. It's not a magically infused axe.
But the Balrog sword should not have shattered.
Okay, yeah, that too.
We forgot.
His sword exploded.
the nice little bow that they tried to put on the super cute story of his dad was letting him win, and then he says, no, I never, like, it was you getting stronger. And I'm like, stronger to once he can confront you as an adult for him to not do so and to cry.
Yeah.
Like, your little story would mean that he is stronger than him, except he didn't show that earlier. He just showed weakness, like, oh, I'm scared of my daddy and I can't cut his hand off like I threatened.
Please don't make me watch the intro.
Oh, I'm not going to. I'm just.
Oh, I skipped that so hard.
I'm playing with the new things here. We want to be circles, or do we want to be? No, we'll be these.
You can do the rounded edges for the square.
Yeah, the rounded edges actually look better.
You want to do?
I
this?
discovered. Well, no. So, like, when you click the square.
Oh, I see it.
The rounded edges.
There you go. Okay, I see.
Yeah, you can do that on the
I just got my dark mode. I'm still playing with it.
Hey, I only learned it because of last week's Ballbusters. Because I didn't like it when it didn't have the rounded edges for my stream, but I didn't know about the rounded corners until.
Gal, I gotta ask: have you watched any of this other part of the season, or just the finale?
She's been watching it through reviews.
Yes, the best way to do it is to watch it torture other people.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, so here we
why
go.
We had you do it this week.
We're not going to watch the intro. We will go right through it. So, I went too far. Sorry.
No, you're right around where it is. Oh, wait. Yeah, because it opens up on.
Yeah. I just want to get. There we go. All right. Written by. This episode wasn't even written by women. It was written by Payne and McKay.
That's probably why it was slightly better.
It was still retarded.
It was still retarded. Yeah.
Still retarded.
Yeah. It wasn't 100% retarded.
Honestly, now that you mentioned that, it definitely had more of a flavor of season 1 to it than this one did, with certain
a little bit
Galadriel behaviorisms.
Oh my god.
We'll get there. Was directed by a woman though. So, all right. So we pick up.
Have women directors.
We pick up with a Gandalf, almost Gandalf, and he's gone to, instead of going around the Deadwood Grove to find his staff, he decided to go to the hidden Hobbit village that isn't so hidden, and encounters what we all now assume to be Sauron, or the Sour Man.
This was such an awkward scene because you're right. Where you left him off, walking through the dead
there's like no
trees to find
transition.
his staff.
He's just there.
And then the conversation is stupid.
Yeah, but they're both
lore
just
breaking.
there.
It's massively lore breaking.
Yeah.
It comes out of nowhere. It's like, wait, what? Why are we here?
How did we get here? We didn't see him make any sort of decision to go here.
Wait.
He just had his Luke and Yoda moment from Empire Strikes Back with
Does Gandalf
Dumbledore.
even know where this place is?
No.
That was my question.
Then
That's
why
a good
is
point.
he here?
How did he get there and know to go there at all?
Actually, because the constellation's right above it, so I guess he followed the constellation, even though I was told when I did my first review that you can't follow constellations.
And then he just instant transmissioned?
Well,
up.
listen, everybody fast travels in this.
No, I know. I know. I'm just making the commentary towards that because it needs to be emphasized.
All right, so Alf, can you tell us why it's so wrong for Sour Man, not Saruman, to tell him that I'm one of the 5? Can you tell us why that's so wrong?
Well, one, the 5. Well, depending on, so if you don't know it, the in the original text, they had the 5 wizards arrive together. In some changes Tolkien made right before he died, he said that the 2 blue wizards showed up a couple thousand years before the other 3. But either way, Gandalf and Saruman arrived together. And the fucked up thing is, in season 1, they showed Gandalf fall out of the sky. That never happened. They showed up on a boat.
In the Grey Havens.
In the Grey Havens. And that's where Gandalf got the Ring of Fire from the Elven Ring of Fire from what's his name? The shipmaster.
Shipwright.
Elf.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
I forget.
Yeah. But either way, none of this shit makes sense.
No. And Alf, when does that happen?
They arrived in about 1,000 years into the Third Age.
Oh, so they shouldn't even be here. Once again,
nope.
This shouldn't even be happening. And now I found some Stan. And I said some Stan who was going, Gandalf is so important to everything going on here. It's so great they're giving him his due. And I said, you do understand he's not even supposed to be here right now. And then predictably, they came up with the argument that I know all the Stans do. Well, Gandalf was really Olorin, was already walking amongst the elves in the First Age and the Second Age. And I said, yes.
No.
As a Lauren, as a spirit form.
As a Mayor.
Yeah. He did,
as a Mayor in the Undying Lands of Valinor.
And as Gandalf, he doesn't appear until the Third Age. Even though they are technically the same being, Gandalf does not appear and be a thing until the Third Age.
Yep.
Look, this is all wrong. It's all wrong.
And the whole point behind them sending the wizards in the Third Age is because the gods, or the Valar, the Maiar, they saw the destruction that came from them fighting Morgoth in the First Age and in the Second Age. And they realized it would probably be better if they sent Maiar in disguise to guide humanity and elves instead of them interacting directly, because it destroyed whole continents when they would show up.
We're talking god-level entities fighting each other, and that's going to fuck your shit up. So they're going to have their conversation. My old friend, Sourman, not Sauron, says, my old friend, why don't we work together to stop Sauron? And then Gandalf says, wait a minute. Does that mean we're going to take over for him? And he says, yes, we'll be evil together. Won't it be great? And then he says, I just want my friends first. Can we get my friends? So then here comes the Jeremy, what do you call these? The dudes from Furiosa. What do they call?
The dudes from Furiosa are also the Death Eaters from fucking Harry Potter.
Okay.
Because of the masks. And then they just appear. They're Mad Max Death Eaters.
Okay.
And we don't know anything because they were kings.
Well, all we know is this. They had a deal with Sauron, not Saruman. And then Saruman and Saruman just kind of force pushes and kills him.
And then they run away. You have a knife to a hostage. It's just like, I was so annoyed. All this show did was annoy me consistently, more and more and more and more and more through every scene.
So who are the Death Eaters?
Their story's over, Dermy. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
They look cool.
They have a disease a flesh-eating disease under their masks that Saruman, not Saruman, was supposed to help them with.
Not Saruman.
I did that on purpose.
Yeah.
But it's
potato, tomato, or whatever.
That's a joke. Dermy, you ruined the goddamn joke. You fucking son of a bitch. And they were supposed to have something, but I guess they ran out of time.
Dude, I said at the beginning, this is just remember these? Yeah, we're wrapping up storylines now.
Because we forgot about them last episode.
Yeah. Because
we forgot about them for 2 episodes.
Literally, when we look at Gandalf, almost Gandalf, the little cannibal Harfoots, Tom Bombadil, how much screen time have they actually had this season total?
5 minutes.
Something less than an hour total. When you think about it, out of literally 8 hours of so-called television.
I'm gonna push back probably maybe an hour and a half.
Really?
Because they did have at least one episode more dedicated towards them.
I guess they maybe got 40. Yeah. Maybe they got half an hour or 40 minutes in that first episode where he summons the whirlwind. But after that, they're all on screen for like 10 minutes or less.
Yeah.
I'll give you an hour and a half. I'll give you an hour and a half.
When you start adding it up, it probably equals about an hour and a half.
How many
that means
8 hours.
13?
8.
Oh.
8.
This is Mordor.
It feels like 13.
Yeah.
But this is episode 8 because I added on from last time we did the show. I kept going.
Yep. I get
it. But you realize it feels like it's been longer. Either way. But so they realize this is part of the worst part of this show is that they have these plot arcs that run and don't intersect. I mean, that's what made it easy for me to review this show. I could literally, for the most part, cut out each segment of the show and talk about it individually without having to connect it to another section. Made for hella easy reviewing, honestly. Made it real easy.
At the end, I'll talk about it later. But God, there's this one point I'm just like, why is that interaction important?
I think I could guess. Why are many of them important? We don't know. So
I made it seem like, oh my God, I haven't seen you.
Saruman, not Saruman. Here comes Aunt Jemima Mammy. I got called lazy for calling her Aunt Jemima. You know what? Blame Dre. He's the one that called her Aunt Jemima Mammy. All right?
I can't say what I called her.
Blame the black man. I didn't come up with that one. Right?
I can't say what I was going to call her. I was calling her something behind the scenes.
We were on your channel. I'd say it, but we're on my channel.
No, I can't even say it on my channel. We need Dre here, and even Dre, I don't think can say it.
Oh, Dre would say it. He has no fear.
Hard R.
Hard R. Wow, you racist. Anyway,
I hate them.
so they all come. So apparently, what got me is suddenly everybody comes out of hiding. They all just appear. I thought everybody was first. I thought everybody was going to be dead, and I was going to laugh hard.
They were all captured.
Yeah, so everybody comes out, and Saruman, not Saruman, says to him, "Oh, you've got too much attachment here. You're not going to work with me now. So you know what I'm going to do? Because I'm not evil. I'm not really evil, but I'm going to destroy everything so that you can then side with me." Does that make any goddamn sense?
This is my favorite part, actually.
Well, yeah, we thought that. Well, a couple of them do get crushed by rocks. I laughed.
Yeah, all the debris up in the sky. I was rooting for the debris.
Yeah, I'm rooting for Sour Man.
Yeah, this was great. I'm like, yes, somebody. Listen, he almost killed Aunt Jemima Mammy. He almost got her, man.
Yeah, he almost did it, and then Grand Elf decided, you know what? No, you're not going to kill the black one, but we're going to kill the white one.
Yeah, watch this. We'll watch. Here comes Rando gets killed.
Rando got killed.
Rando got killed. Rando caught a stray. Can't kill the black one. Gotta kill Whitey.
Must have been wearing a red shirt.
Yeah. I didn't wear a red shirt on purpose this week. So then he just force levitates everything and says, "Nori, run," and everybody's saved.
Hey, Adam,
and then look, the constellation.
Adam, do you remember when you said that this was supposed to be like mimicking Luke Skywalker's training?
That was last episode.
2 episodes ago.
Well, whatever. It's all blurred together.
Yeah. Towards the end, you were 100% correct.
Well, now it's Rey. Now it's Rey lifting all those rocks at once.
Well, there's that, but you were 100% correct on the whole training and Star Wars shit, because it was 100%. This is all Star Wars. Everything here is Star Wars.
Yeah. It's like they don't know how Tolkien magic or lore works. I mean, honestly, I don't think this is how magic works in Tolkien's world. I don't think it is.
Tolkien has a...
One thing I thought was interesting was there weren't that many stars. There was just like a concentration in one area. I thought that was kind of odd. Like our Milky Way looks cooler than that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
And
I don't know why I thought that, but I did.
Well, yeah. So I'm going to the magic thing. Tolkien has like a soft magic system that it's not really well defined.
You don't see it.
You don't see it.
Yeah,
and you know who can use it, but that's about it. You don't really know what all their capabilities are. You get a general understanding, but not a complete understanding.
I mean, in Fellowship, we get the telekinetic old man fight at the top of at the top of
and so at the top of I don't remember.
I just forgot it. I just forgot what to freaking call it. My brain is fried today. I'm operating on like
it's because you're watching the show.
No, I'm operating on 4 hours of sleep today. That's why.
No, use his excuse. It's okay. Blame the show.
No, well, the show's partially to blame.
The show made you lose sleep.
I guess because I had to get up early so that I could get shit done today, so that I could do the show.
Don't make us Jerry Maguire you.
Anyway, the old man telekinetic fight with staffs, but they needed their staffs to do that shit. And it was a raw fight, and it's a cool fight. But this is just, like you said, it's nebulous. it's undefined. You know they have these powers. You know they use them in certain ways, but they're not. They rarely hurl fireballs. They don't summon lightning. Or when Gandalf does summon lightning, it's very cool. Where he summons it, enchants his sword, and then kills the Balrog when we see it in the beginning of Two Towers. That's cool stuff.
Or the other thing is like Sauron. How he not Sauron, Saruman. Jesus Christ, that's my own fault. Saruman causing the avalanche.
Yeah, that's
that's like verbal spells. He's giving a verbal spell to cause the avalanche.
The question I had was throughout both seasons, they were showing that and alluding to that not Gandalf, was incapable of controlling his power, and he needed a staff in order to do so.
Yes,
it was the power of friendship this time.
Well, that was my whole thing. I was just like, so you've done nothing to control your power, and every time he has used that power, something catastrophically wrong takes place with that power. But this one freaking time, because your friends are there, and
friendship is magic.
I see what you're saying, and to counter your point, every time they talk about no. Every time they've talked about the staff, they do it very sexual, and they kind of imply that it's a dick. Okay, so in this one moment, he had a hard. He has a hard on.
Hard this time.
That's right. He saw Nori and was like, "Oh my god, yes, I've been missing you," and that's how he was able to do this.
Was this the first time that we heard her name?
No,
Nori. No,
like her full name.
Eleanor. No, we heard it last season. Nori Brandyfoot or whatever.
Well, no,
Eleanor Brandyfoot.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
we heard it a
her
lot
parents
last season.
gave her Gipfoot dad from last season who should have been left behind and eaten.
And her black stepmom.
Yeah, I forgot about Black Stepmom. Wow,
what happened to her? Did she just move on?
They're still with the whole. They're still with the caravan.
Sitting at the apple.
They're still leaving people behind to die.
And eat them.
Anyway,
they kind of just let that group go.
Yep.
They never even followed
they had
up with
to
it.
because they were meaningless. That's why. Oh, they're going to connect with this group now, but we'll get back to that because now it's time for everybody's favorite game: Make Numenor Great Again. This was so stupid. So Big Tit Sister McGee summons the faithful. Also, Make Numenor Great Again. Pharazôn can arrest them as traitors with propaganda saying your Queen of the Sea is working with Sauron because he touched the Palantir and the Palantir told him that.
All right, can I say something here?
Go ahead.
This is not how this shit went down with Numenor. So,
of course not. No, of course not.
So when Sauron was causing his troubles in Middle Earth, the Numenorians went there. They initially defeated
Subjugated.
Sauron. Brought him back to Numenor. And the whole reason why Numenor got to the point of human sacrifice, which they have not shown, was because of Sauron corrupting
the influence.
This guy right here.
Yep.
And they're not showing that at all. And that's the whole reason why the faithful left Numenor, is because this was collapsing in on itself. And then Sauron's like, oh, we'll take it and go attack the Valinor.
But the faithful have just been arrested, Alf.
Yeah, the Valar. It makes
they're
no
arrested.
sense.
They're being rounded up.
Took me completely out at this scene? Boobs McGee jerks her head as if she was looking at something happening to someone, but she wasn't looking at anything, because when they go to post that first sign, it's not like they were posting it at a wall directly in the room she was at. No, they specifically show that it was somewhere in town, so it was like time passed, but she jerked her head as if she saw them doing it, and it was so stupid.
Gal, directed by a woman.
Thanks, Moo.
And then what she goes to do, I just want to.
So now she's going to go to Daddy, who hugged her awkwardly last time we saw them.
Mm-hmm.
That was a real awkward hug. Daddy, you have to run. They're coming for you. Okay, not going to listen to you. Until they show up, and then he runs away. I mean, that's it. and then she's going to threaten Farazan with the guards with Mubar.
The crazy thing is the fact that this is going on with Numenor at the same time that Eregion is falling. Eregion fell 1,200 years before any of these characters existed.
It doesn't matter. We don't have to follow the lore, Alf.
I know.
See, that was going to be my question because of the issues later, while it's all happening at the same time.
Everything happens at the same time in the show, literally.
Yeah. So the rings and Eregion Fallen happened 12 to 1,400 years before Elendil and Isildur even existed.
Okay, that would make more sense.
Yeah.
Because like,
it's an insane time crunch.
Gondor, like,
First of all, god damn that moob armor.
Yeah.
Oh my god, don't even.
So bad.
Oh yeah. And
the costuming department for this sucks.
And by the if we're going by the time frame, this is the end of the Second Age.
Mm-hmm.
The Numenorians already had ports along the coast of Middle East.
Don't you love it how they're going to call that a colony?
But
the end there?
they had ports, and there were certain ports for the faithful. There were certain ports for the Kingsmen. So Pelargir, which they mentioned later, was a faithful port, not a Kingsman port. Which they screw up because they have the Kingsmen showing up saying they're taking over the port.
It's already a colony, Alf, even though there's no Numenorians there. It's a colony. So she's going to threaten him with make Numenor great again, Farazan, and Moob Armor guy's just going to F off. I mean, real great.
Was so retarded.
But I mean, this is so stupid. He just, okay. At least you could have said, listen, if you leave, I'll show you my tits. You know, that would have worked.
Well, and then seconds later, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It was so stupid. Like, you should have instead of acting suspicious and then trying to use your power to make him go away, you should have just let him look through the house because your dad was gone somehow magically.
Oh, he effed off. And this is the last we see of all things Numenor, with the exception of the next scene. This is it. Make Numenor great again is over.
Because they banned memes.
Yeah.
They banned memes.
Yes. And I kind of laughed for so many reasons with this scene because they ship baited the stands with these two and they just abandoned it right here, which is what they always do. They ship bait these guys and they just abandon it right away. And he's trying to make her go with him and she won't do it. And what I love most here, and I commented on this in my review, is here. Take Narsil.
Oh, fuck.
Okay.
How do you know it's Narsil? You're a blind bitch.
Yeah. I love it later. She's looking up at Farazan at the end during the montage. She's like looking right at him. It's like, come on.
Well,
anyway,
they clearly tried to make the hilt look like Anduril.
Well, they ripped everything in this moment is ripped off from Peter Jackson.
Oh yeah, when he pulls the sword out.
Yes.
It's just like that scene from Return of the King where Aragorn pulls the sword out.
There's so much in here that rips off. Oh my god.
Right here. Here it is. Here it is. Right here. This is that's
yes.
That's it. That's Aragorn pulling out Andruil.
But that does not have the weight that it did in that movie.
No, none of it does. Everything they put into this, the lines that they repeat,
it's cheap.
I put this question to you. Farazan has access to the treasure room where Narsil and the Palantir were kept because Big Tit Sister McGee led him there. Narsil, arguably the most powerful melee weapon they have. Doesn't it make sense Farazan would have put that under lock and key?
Yep.
Not let blind Merle take it somehow. It makes no sense that Narsil is in the wind right here. Makes no sense.
So to push back, he thinks she's a blind bitch because she is a blind bitch. So how would she know that she's actually grabbing Narsil?
Hey, you treat her with respect. She's queen of the sea, blind bitch. Okay.
You know what? You're right. I got it wrong. She's black blind bitch.
Okay. Okay. You can keep going.
I mean, how do you even know? Listen, the biggest thing is, how does she even know that's Narsil? You're blind,
dude. No, wait, look,
You're just
look,
saying it.
No, look, there was on the scabbard on the it had etching. Look, it has an emblem on the scabbard. She's blind. She can feel that. That's how she knows.
She gestures to the
Guys,
sword.
you're all wrong. No. Adam, that's even more wrong. It's the ribbing for her pleasure.
Ooh.
Oh.
Has that been used inappropriately?
I'm not saying, but I'm just saying.
Hello.
Well, she can probably
Leave it to the woman on panel to figure it out.
Okay.
Guys.
Yeah.
That's a lot of ribbing for her.
I'd have to go back and watch it.
What?
Alf?
We lost you. Alf, say again.
You
We
have
lost
to go
you.
back and watch it for what?
Oh, sorry. Bjorn in my chat says they even played the song when he pulled the sword out.
Yes!
Oh, well, I don't have audio for this. This is an audio-less version, so I can't.
I know. I'm just
play
saying.
it,
I have to go back and watch it, but if that's true, that's egregious.
There's hidden Braille. Because Braille's a thing.
That's what the Braille was the ribbing.
Yeah. All right. So after the copy of this, we'll come back to him later because now
you know what?
The mighty siege of Eregion, which has lasted a day.
I'm gonna be honest. I was enjoying this scene till a point.
Oh, well, yeah, because the orcs are gonna in their battle frenzy are gonna kill everything in sight. Because this, all right. So the siege of Eregion officially ends right here, and now the sacking begins, and it lasts for 30 minutes. Sacking, Alf. I think the sacking of Eregion lasted longer than 30 minutes in lore.
Yeah.
You
So,
remember back in? Go ahead, Alf.
No, I was just saying. I'll have to go back and look, but I think the siege of Eregion took years.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it took years too.
And once they sacked it, because they
sat on it.
There was so much that happened there, like. Celebrimbor sallied forth and attacked Sauron and was actually successful at first. Then he got pushed back.
Mm-hmm.
And then, Elrond showed up, and it was too late by that point. Elrond and Celebrimbor showed up. It was too late by that point. They were rescued by the dwarves and fell back to the valley that would become, Rivendell. But, yeah, it was just... There's so much they're leaving out, so much nuance.
The siege lasted a day. The sacking lasts 30 minutes.
Yeah, I know.
And these orcs are having their way.
Have you guys considered that Sauron and Celebrimbor were having gay sex?
In this show, they definitely were.
They were.
You thought about it, obviously.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. But here's the thing. Like, I'm liking a lot of this, but pause it real quick. Compare this scene to when the orcs breach Gondor.
It's incomparable.
Oh,
you can't.
And High King Gilgalad was not at this battle.
No, he was not. You are correct, sir.
In the books, he was not here.
Yeah.
But Gal, the reason why I'm saying compare the two is because on one hand, it's really good, it's intense, it takes a while. On this hand, it happens for like 5 seconds, and then Galadriel shows up with an army of women.
You mean right here?
It's not even an army.
Galadriel just starts acing dudes, and they play her fucking theme. I mean, here's the thing. I've heard Bray McCreary actually do some good tracks. Jed and I forget what movie we watched this year. We said, whoa, Bray McCreary actually did the soundtrack for this, and it sounded good. The soundtrack for this show is shit.
Are we?
And
you know how comical this scene is?
I got to admit, I missed this. I heard somebody else say it. She's only saving women and children.
Yeah.
But they're all bigger than her minus the children aspect.
And
Did you notice
old and... You also notice they're all old and fat, too.
And
but
let me
it's not
remind.
even that. Like, she is this tiny thing. When Galadriel is not actual Galadriel. But these women are all being saved and protected by her when they would be way more capable than her in this moment to protect themselves.
And let me remind the audience here that Galadriel was 6'4", and she was taller.
5'2".
And she was taller for a female elf.
But
I want people to realize,
so she would be towering over those other women there.
Yeah, there's that. But then also, okay, you're going to save these people. Why aren't you leading them through the tunnel?
Yeah, they were the first ones. No, but they were the first ones to come out. She
was guarding the rear.
Besides the fact that Galadriel was never at this battle.
No.
Listen, we have to work with what the show.
She wasn't at any of them. She never met Sauron, right?
Never.
She was busy
Oh, no,
raising
no,
a baby
okay,
with
so
an ADF.
I'll correct that. So she did. It's hinted in the
That's first aid shit, isn't it?
No, it's hinted in the Lost Tales that when Anatar first presented himself, he did in the Grey Havens.
Yeah.
So she may have met him, but she saw him with. She always suspected there was something wrong with him.
Yeah, and she and Kyrian were like, we don't trust this dude.
And she never wanted anything to do with him.
Yeah.
So he left and went to Region, to deal with Celebrimbor.
Yeah.
Because Celebrimbor, his relatives was Théanor from the First Age, and there's a lot of bad stuff that surrounded him. So Celebrimbor's motivation was like, I want to improve and, correct my family's legacy. And that's why he felt like he had to produce something great.
And there's a combination of pride and a combination of greed and a little bit of narcissism in there. So it was easy for Sauron to prey on that.
Oh, there's a combination of pride in this one. It's just not the right kind of pride.
So this is great. She gets captured right away.
Yep.
And here's what I don't get. She makes the deal. I have the 9. How the fuck does she know what the 9 rings are? And how the fuck are these idiots supposed to know what the 9 rings are?
She knows what the 9 rings are because Celebrimbor did tell her last episode.
Yeah, he told her for 30
How do
seconds.
they know what the 9 rings are?
She still doesn't really understand what they are.
She never carried the 9 rings. And to be the truth be told, she didn't even have the Elven ring with her at this time.
Yeah, she wasn't made yet.
She wasn't given that until later. No,
because those were made last, weren't they?
Yeah.
Yes, they were made 10 years before the sack of Region.
And nowhere near Sauron.
No, that's
he didn't know they existed, right?
So here's what happened. They created the Elven rings. He created the One Ring. As soon as he put the One Ring on, they realized it because of the magic influence over the rings. So they took their rings off and they said, we'll put this into hiding. So he never saw the rings, the Elven rings. They took them into hiding and whisked them away as quick as possible. Celebrimbor gave one to Galadriel, and then he took the other 2 to the Grey Havens and gave them to
Kyrian and
Gil-galad. Yeah. And he said, keep these in hiding. Don't wear them if you don't have to. And that's how it went.
But now the rings are all out of order, and she's going to tell Orcses here, I want to see your daddy. I'm ready to make a deal.
Who is your daddy, and what does he do?
All right, now we get torture porn. Jeremy, I'm sure you love this.
This was actually kind of annoying because...
Kind of?
You didn't feel anything during this scene at all for anyone.
Well, no,
and Sauron showed his ass. He was easily manipulated into just killing the guy. And then cries for whatever reason. It's so stupid.
This is retarded. He's using target...
And the fact that Sauron was actually the one leading the army, not...
Yeah.
This isn't even good torture porn. It's just... I'm going to shoot one arrow, you're already hurt and everything, and then I'm just going to talk to you why I put a pressure on you.
And then he easily manipulated. That was, like, Sauron's not retarded. It was clear that Celebrimbor was just like, just kill me already, so I'm going to, like, talk to your pride and just prick your pride. Like, it was so obvious.
But how this is... Right now, just as a slight aside, we're watching a lot of commentary on social media concerning the whole story of they're going to create super fan panels for sourcing writing, and the stands are quoting all the worst shit we've watched over the first few years, saying no super fan panel could do writing like this, and they're going to use this shit. This is dog shit writing. Where he goes, you can kill me and I'll be carried on the winds to a place you'll never see.
Amazon's grabbed super fans. That's where you got the whole Galadriel. You got all that shit from these fucks. This is them.
Yeah,
you're still getting your
shit.
You
bring point. That's why it's a self-owned.
They realize that
they are the super fans. That the stupid corporos and studios have been courting, not us. Now, this is where like Gal said, this is the moment where he uses that to basically manipulate Sauron into killing him with his big spear.
Yeah,
I bet he did.
I'm surprised he took
runs him through with it.
I'm surprised he took it facing him. I thought he would have,
turned him around.
What up the ass?
Stabbed him from behind.
Tells him his family is related to the Moors. Oh wait, that was true romance.
Ooh. And
but the way they do this is so lame because
Bad.
he was supposed to be on the spear, which means because they put him as a banner. Like Sauron uses him as a banner in war going
and that's
forward.
the thing. They don't know that. We know that, but they don't. But then we get, in my opinion, this is the cringiest line of the whole episode. He says, "I am the master of the rings." Just no, you're their slave. You're the lord of the rings.
It's so bad.
They said the name again.
They said the thing. Don't you realize they said the thing? And they're like, oh my God, how could you say that to me?
Because you said it to me.
And then, wait for it.
Oh, fuck.
Wait for it. There it is.
No, Sauron would not cry.
Wait, okay, but don't you understand? He
His
just
lover.
killed his boyfriend.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or he stepped on a Lego.
That's
all right.
It was a messy room. Could have happened.
Yeah,
a lot of shit all over the place. Stepped on a cock ring. The extra cock rings of power that he didn't finish making.
Sauron would not give a shit.
Nope.
His whole purpose is to get his ends justify the means. That's what he's trying to do.
Well,
But
to be fair, he probably
Jeremy,
would care
go.
because now he probably would care because he just lost his own one hole.
All right, but here's the thing. Alf, you make a great point, but we have to remember the entire point of the season. The entire point of the season is to show us that Sauron wasn't really evil. Events made him evil. He wanted to do good.
The world around him.
And the death of his boyfriend here is one of the last ties to his goodness he had. So, I mean, it's ridiculous. And then here's the things. This is one of the things the Stans have been running with, going. He never, whenever they cut, because here comes nuclear orc with his nuclear family. I want peace. Are you he? Are you Sauron? I've had many names. I've had many names.
You mean orc Glub or whatever his name
He
is?
turns to him with a tear running down his cheek.
Yeah.
That is not going to get the orc to fucking follow you. Are you kidding me with this shit?
Gal, that's the subtle bad storyline they've been running for about 4 episodes now of Sauron's going to steal the orcs from Adar because he's going to listen to their pain and treat them normally and not dismiss their fears.
Fuck off.
So, but the Stans have been saying that Sauron is crying because he never actually wants to use his name. How about let's go back to the intro where he does call himself Sauron in season 1. They can't even keep track of their own retarded show. Go ahead, Jeremy.
So
when you brought back Sauron, that's the exact line. He calls himself Sauron.
Yeah.
He wants to be king still. He still wants to be in charge. Yeah. They just look at him. He's not crying because of Sauron. Again, he's crying because of some weird manipulation that was done on him that doesn't even make logical sense because I don't know why the fuck you're all freaking out. But then you're right. They think that he's going to be more benevolent to him, and they're also wrong, but it's all over the place because they're not doing anything right. And by the way, Sleazy, you brought this on yourself. Gal, Jeremy is trying to touch my pickle. Stop him. I'm not trying to. I will.
So
I'm on this panel because of that monster. I can't stop him.
I'd like to step in and illuminate some things about Sauron. So Morgoth, the Valar that was his lord.
Yeah.
He wanted to destroy Middle-earth because he was jealous of Eru Luvatar, who created Middle-earth. He wanted to destroy it. Sauron, learning from Morgoth, decided differently. When he became the Lord after Morgoth was banished into the void, he wanted to rule Middle-earth under his rule and his, the way he wanted things. So his goal was not to destroy Middle-earth, but to change it and rule it under his circumstances, how he wanted things. So that's Sauron, but Sauron has no love for life or anything. So he would not be sitting here crying. He would not be sitting here crying.
No, he's sympathetic.
But that's the point. They want to make him sympathetic, not only for their own twisted desires to have nothing be good or bad. It's all your perception, your truth, your point of view, but to appease the weirdo shippers.
So
the only good guys in this entire show are the orcs.
I blame Maleficent. Was that the first one where they started doing this bullshit?
they made they changed
No,
it.
they've been doing it for a while, but
They changed it up, made the bad guy good and the good guy bad.
But the thing is, it's because they're trying to cover their own asses because they're villains in like the real world. Hollywood is.
Yeah, I mean,
and it's coming to.
We have an entire stream planned of where we're discussing stuff like that. But like these people are disgusting. These people are evil. They don't know what a true villain is because they look at themselves. But it's the same reason they don't know how to make a true hero.
Yep.
They don't know.
They don't believe in good and evil. They believe in my truth.
They believe in good and evil being very subjective. But I'm all for like gray characters. I like a good gray character that, you know, they're evil, but they're doing it for reasons that you could probably understand. You know, like that's complex. That's good. They do it a lot in anime. But guess what? They also do in anime. True fucking evil. True villainy. True terror. Characters that are just awful. You have to have both. You can, even in the ones where you have very complex characters, you still have bastards that are just out there to fuck shit up and destroy everything because they're evil.
Yeah, and in this, they want to blur those lines.
Perfect way to put it. They want to blur the lines because it suits their narratives and their belief system, their pure belief system.
A lot of them are like Diddy.
Oh, ooh.
Wow.
So we're gonna breeze through this part. Plot armor Isildur, Theo without his badass teenage mustache. This is just. I heard you talk about your mom. How do you get over it? You never do. Blah blah blah.
It was so bad. Like, what point were they trying to get with that? That's not going to comfort the kid. And then, like, that was such a nihilistic thing to say.
Yeah. But
that's
also,
all I know is nihilism.
But it's also we get back so we can have ethnically ambiguous Astrid come back in and not cuck him so hard.
I can't with this scene. I can't.
This is all. This is awful. So you cucked him, but now you're gonna cuck the other guy, but
who then forgives her later. I can't.
But she's obviously ready to leave, and then they see him holding hands right as Isildur leaves.
Yes.
They want a love triangle to talk about.
All right, wait. All right, Gal, say your piece because I'm gonna throw something down to you guys. But finish your thought.
Oh, I'm just like this entire scene is so gross, and I don't know what they're trying to do with it.
I know what they're trying to do. I have the answer for you. You know what they're trying to do, and I realized this when I was reviewing it. This is what those in the fanfic community call a self-insert.
No one loves them, so they have to make it.
Well, now, even though this episode was written by J.D. Payne and Patrick McKay, this character was originally written by women. Women who wanted to put themselves in there and get effed by Isildur.
You know, there's that. I do agree with ABF. They wanted a love triangle. They wanted
that too. That too, because the woman wants to be sought. That goes into the self-insert because they want to be sought after by all these men.
Yeah, but like they're doing
the
love
cheat on
triangle
their husbands.
That's
true.
Well,
the love triangle stuff kind of falls in line with the stepmother kiss with Galadriel. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they're trying to get people to talk around the water cooler because that's what made Game of Thrones popular, and that's why they spent $1 billion. They were trying to get a Game of Thrones.
And to ABF's point, this is why they do the whole like we're gonna follow these characters now. We're gonna follow these characters now. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do that. Just like what Game of Thrones was doing. But the thing with Game of Thrones is they made each character interesting.
You care about them.
I couldn't give a shit.
Yep. You can't give a shit because these are fanfic characters. And Isildur has plot armor. Nothing's going to happen to him.
So these trash costumes just reminded me of something earlier when Sauron kills Celebrimbor. He's standing over him at one point, and his outfit does not fit him properly. And so there's all these like wrinkles and like bulges. And it happened earlier with
bulges.
It happened earlier with
She's gonna ignore that and go on.
Blind bitch's boyfriend.
Elendil.
Thank you. So he at one point has in his armor like a rounded edge just pointing out, and it looks like his I don't know, rib cage has a hernia. It was fucking weird, and it took me completely out of it because the costuming department fucking sucks ass for this show.
But it's the best ever, according to the stands.
Nothing
it's such an
fits
improvement.
anyone, and then the moob armor, and it's just...
Well, at least these aren't moob armor. We'll give them
No,
that.
no, I know.
Just brand.
They didn't have an ironing board back then.
Oh, they could use more for Clark's ass.
Why is there a fat? I just noticed this. The fat bearded
fat
one
guy
is
on the
what's
left.
up.
I just see that too. I didn't see that before.
Oh yeah.
All right,
looks
so
like
that's a
fucking
4XL
Jack
outfit.
Black. They put Jack Black in this because they're putting him in everything. That's
all
what
right,
this fucking is.
here's what
He's old, he's fat, and he's a part of their
Here's what I love about this part. So, Make Numenor Great Again Jr. comes in, and they all start saying, "Where's our supplies? We had a treaty. We're your colony." And due to ethically ambiguous Astrid cucked Isildur for, but is now getting cucked by her with Isildur, says to him, "Don't you know who this is? This is Theo, son of Bronwyn."
Who?
Who?
Why the fuck would he give a shit?
Bronwyn, who led us all here and then effed off to be an activist.
All right, so I'd like to point out this place they're in right now. This is supposed to be Pelargir. So this is one of the main ports of Gondor. This was one of the faithful ports.
Mm-hmm.
And you've got a bunch of Kingsmen telling they're going to take over. This makes no sense.
Yeah, because they're mashing everything together and they don't care about geography. They don't care about the proper stuff. And here's the thing. They're going to go through all this right here.
Do you need me to bring up a map?
And
Well,
they're
no,
going to...
I
Go ahead,
I mean,
Jeremy.
like, when I say where's Gondor, I literally mean where is Gondor right
So
now?
Gondor was not founded yet. The kingdoms of Gondor and Arnor were founded
after the fall.
After the fall, and after Elendil and Isildur and Anarion finally came to Middle Earth and decided, based on realms that were already kind of had ports based on Numenorean expansion, decided to form kingdoms.
Yeah.
And Pelargir was one of the ports that was in Gondor that would become Gondor. So,
but they don't care. They don't really, because these people don't care about the lore. They just want to tell a weirdo story for shippers. Right here, I mean, let's get past him being surprised that Isildur's alive, and he doesn't kill him right away or at all because he still has designs on touching his sister's tits. We have to understand that. It's also that
his other hand's fixed. So, he has to wait till his other arm's fixed.
Listen, if I had a broken arm, I would find a way to grab both those tits with one hand. Okay, come on. I would find a way.
Wait.
Listen, I have a hand and a mouth. I could get it done. All right.
Wouldn't the easiest way right now, if he wants to make sure Isildur doesn't everything stays good, and he wants to play all this shit up, just kill Isildur and say nobody.
Isildur has plot armor. He can't die. That's why all of this tension is ridiculous. And it's all like ABF said, it's to create a love triangle. It's to create fake relationships. It's to try and generate talk about, oh my God, what are they going to do? Because remember, the sister, as much as we love her for her body and not her mind, she's a fanfic character too.
Yeah.
She doesn't
by the way,
exist.
the ambiguous whatever the fuck, she can get it.
All right, I'm sharing a map.
You can have her. I'll take Big Tit Sister McGee.
Really quick, I guarantee you
right,
there was some
so-
focus group and they were like, no one's talking about this show. Let's do something dumb.
All right. The White City of Gondor is right here. This is Pelargir.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is Gondor.
And you realize that's upriver. They just made that look like that's on the freaking port. That's on the freaking sea.
Yeah, that's Pelargir. That's the main port of Gondor.
Yeah.
I want to burn everything down.
Yeah, this just sucks.
Well, do it on your channel, not mine. All right, so now Isildur with his plot armor is going to try and bully Farazan Jr. into doing stuff.
This is so stupid. He goes like, "Do you have room for one more?" Looks at the girl, and then her fiance walks over and goes like, "What do you mean, room for one more?"
Yeah. Sorry, honey. I want to touch his penis, not yours. I mean, that's it. We want to make I want to make ethnically ambiguous children with him and not with you, because they're all ethnically ambiguous here. Let's remember that, each and every one of them. Well, that's the thing. They think the books are for nerds, and that they buy into the shit that we're the minority, that we're the ones who don't have a voice. No, I think when this whole thing started 2 years ago, and the trailers launched, and we saw what happened with the pushback of Tolkien fandom. Frankly, the Tolkien fandom were the ones that drew the line in the sand and really changed the momentum of the pop culture war. When as much as we hate and despise this show has done more for turning around the pop culture war than even the collapse of Disney Star Wars to this point. Because this is the moment that people said, no, it stops here. You will not ruin the professor's lore. You will not do this.
Because Tolkien has always been their white whale. Tolkien's lore, Tolkien's world, that is their white whale. They want it. They want to bastardize it. They want to change it. They want to make it their own. And it doesn't work.
But they tried, and they have failed miserably, despite the fact of all the million minutes viewed they want to roll out there, which is, as Jed said last week, remember, even because the ratings are a little weird, because the latest ratings did come out for episode 4 and it was still up there, but it's counting the entire series watched, not the episode. That's why the Samba numbers are a lot more accurate right now, watching it slowly drop off until it's going to fall off completely, probably with the finale.
Kratos.
I just saw that.
Wait. We're your movie night. Hi, Kratos. We're your movie night.
Hi, we're movie night now. Please send me super chats.
Send me super chats.
I don't give a shit about you.
Well, I'm hosting, so fuck off. Right. Anyway, no. So, hi everybody. Waiting for Cloud to wake up from his nap after not eating Chick-fil-A, or catching a shiny, not quite catching a shiny. Hi. We hope to entertain you. Anyway, so here it is. I completely lost my point with that. Thanks, Dermy. What was I saying?
I don't know, but
turning point. So that was the turning point. So this show is actually done more for waking everybody up than anything. And here we are. This is not a success. It is failing because nobody wants you to bastardize Tolkien's lore. They don't. And I never want to hear the argument, oh, but Peter Jackson made changes. Peter Jackson made changes with respect.
Out of love and care.
Out of love, yeah.
And he even expressed that in interviews.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah, and there was some things that he even admitted, like we couldn't do.
Yeah.
We were incapable.
Yeah. They were already 3 hours.
And just by him acknowledging that was like enough.
Yes.
Because nerds, true fans, passionate fans, we're forgiving if we see genuine.
Yeah.
And if
the thing is, go ahead.
I was gonna say, it's not just genuine. It's also if you're willing to come out and say, like, just show respect, show honor, show gratitude towards what came before, and say, just own up to, like, hey, we couldn't do this. We wanted to, but we just couldn't.
That's like part of what I was actually gonna say is, true fans respect it a hell of a lot more when you don't do something if you can't do it properly.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather you not put it in there if you can't do it properly.
And that's the key. It's understanding. Either do it right or don't do it at all.
Exactly.
And this
so
is
not putting Tom Bombadil in. I'm okay with that.
Yeah. Yeah. Instead, we get Tom Bombadil with this one instead.
Yes.
Tom Bombadil. So Farazan Jr. is going to say, after Isildur tries to say, my daddy's more important than your daddy, and then Farazan Jr. is going to say, no, my daddy's king now, and your father's a traitor, so you have no power, but you have to come home because you have plot armor, and I can't kill you here.
Why do you have to come home?
I don't know. Because Isildur has to be home for his story to properly continue, because he can't exist in fanfic land here with his ethnically ambiguous wannabe girlfriend. I love it how for a second the dude moves closer to her. It's like, yeah, he wants to kill him right there. Look at that. That's the motherfucker. I want to kill you. right there.
Yeah, that's the.
This little love triangle made no fucking sense to me.
This
Yeah.
pisses me off so much because he's such a cuck and he's still acting like a cuck. Like, after you say something like that to a woman and she immediately goes to another dude, clearly she went to this other dude. She was ready to fucking leave with him, and you clearly saw that, so you got defensive. Like, come on, my guy. You just basically poured your heart and soul into building a house to her, for her, and you say that you want your love to last as long as this house stands, as you're putting the cornerstones down for it, and that's how she reacts to it. Cut and run.
Yeah.
It ain't it.
Yeah, she does not want you, and she doesn't really want Isildur either. This is a chick who doesn't know what she wants, so don't trust that. So Fortress is going to happen, and you're all going to cut trees. I love it how they're just trees. Oh, remember how we were going to respect the trees from the Ents?
I hated this moment because it's just like we're going to give looks Trents or Ents, whatever they are. We're just going to start giving looks like they're not just trees.
They're not just trees. We gave our word. Well, doesn't matter because it's time for Guy Ladriel to run into Adar. Now, last week, Rachel said there was a fear that that Adar, once he put the ring on, was going to morph into something different. Now, she was right about one thing. He does morph. The ring did heal him. But our fears were assuaged because even though he put on Nenya, which is all kinds of ridiculous, one more thirst trap for the stands. He's not Celeborn. He's just Adar. Now, at a moment when he said I had another name, I still thought they were going to do it.
Yeah.
I was waiting for it. I was waiting for them to do it. And I was like, oh, come on, do it.
I was waiting for them to do it, and then for fucking Galadriel to go like, "You're my husband," and so I could just go like, "Shouldn't you know that?"
Right, like
looking at him.
Which is funny because Celeborn fought on the good side at Eregion, not on the bad side. So,
yeah.
Honestly, I was expecting it.
Real quick, I'm not you. Who is this for? Is this for Alpha-Dermy? I don't know.
Me.
That's for you. Okay.
It's me.
That escalated.
Smoo, the DJ, member for 4 months, says, Smoo, justice for Grand...
Smoo.
Yeah, you said it wrong.
Say it right, Dermy.
So Sleazy wants me to say that word, and I said,
oh, so now you don't want to say them, huh?
No, I'm grifting this one.
No, you don't respect member chats.
If you want me to say that term, Sleazy must say it. Sleazy must give money.
It's not my channel.
Yeah.
Moo-woo, justice for Grand Mambidor, rest in pepperoni.
Grandma Bimbor?
No, Grandma Bimbor.
Fuck.
I don't fucking care anymore.
This is just like you not being able to read a capital I and thinking it's an L.
Smooth says, read it, bigot.
You want me to go bigot? I'll do the hell here.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Moo-woo, justice for Grandma Bimbor, rest in pepperoni.
That sounds disgusting.
I think he prefers the pepperoni to be in him.
Oh. Anyway.
Wow.
So, Adar gets, as long as he's wearing Nenya, he's a thirst trap for the shippers.
Real quick, Sleazy, that says ill.
Oh, so you can read a capital I as an I.
No, the way I
me. You just read it. No. There's a clear differentiating.
Right, children.
I was looking on YouTube, and the I is smaller than the L over here on StreamYards. That just looks like 3 L's.
Do you guys see what's happening? This show is making us fight.
It's the ring.
Yeah, it is.
We blame the show.
Wait, can anybody speak? Can anybody say black speech so we can all be shocked back to our senses? No. Okay.
Negative.
I thought you said to speak like a black person.
Oh, shit.
God.
Shipping.
I don't have any clips loaded on this side. I have nothing to play to get out of that. So.
Steven, shipping is a play on the word relationship.
Okay. All right, let me
So-
explain this. Let me explain. Eastern Space explain this from sort of like anime terms or show terms. So here's what happens in certain shows or this and that. What you have are characters who are coming up through the story, and some characters are clearly meant to be together. The romance options, whether or not it's a legitimate love triangle or not. And back in the day, when you had a legitimate love triangle, people would say, I want to ship so-and-so with so-and-so. That's when it was healthy, even if it was nasty and anime nerds. Like the old Naruto ship wars were disgusting and terrible. Same with the Bleach ones. But they existed, and that was trapped in that, though. So you would ship Naruto and Sakura, or Naruto and Hinata, or Ichigo and Orihime, or Ichigo and Rukia, and that kind of shit. So that's the original thing of shipping. The problem is nowadays it is morphed into a weirdness where you have stans, these fake fans, who will take characters that have no reason to be in a relationship whatsoever, gay or straight, and they will ship them together to be in a relationship. And most of the time they want it to be gay. They want it to be gay most of the time, so they can draw their creepy ass fan art that should have stayed on freaking Tumblr where it belonged.
Full
now,
real quick.
Yes, it's like slang, Steven.
Yeah, it's slang, but I don't like this cube. It's essentially when you get somebody who takes individuals like D-Day Cobra. Okay, you see Jeremy.
Oh God,
here.
don't make them
And then
kiss.
they take Ryan.
Stop it.
No, shut up. So
This
they
is
take
worse than
and
you
they
kissing
start
Ryan.
making fan
All
art of maybe Ryan. Okay, this is Jeremy.
This isn't going to take away from you
Ryan
making
like
out with
this.
Ryan.
Let him finish.
Okay? Ryan like this, or the other way around, and sometimes 6090, and it's just a bunch of internet freaks saying these two should be together. And sometimes the internet freaks go so far as they start actually like attacking individuals' families and individuals' wives to try to force these two individuals to actually come together in real life, but like what happened in Star Wars with Daisy Ridley and what's his fuck.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Jeremy. I'm going to clip that out and send that to Jeremy and Ryan now.
Nice.
That's why I wanted
I
you
was
to let me
literally
finish.
putting the timestamp in a message to you.
Yes. No. Oh, yes. You understand now why I said let him finish?
That's kind of why I did it.
I know.
That's kind of why I did it.
You need to have
Yes,
the J
this
with
is
the
going
butt
to
flap.
make this is going to make the rounds.
You're
now.
right. I should have used the J with the butt flap.
Yeah, see?
Yeah.
I got the signed one.
I don't have.
Oh,
signed, but I
yeah.
have one
Well,
of the
it's too late
originals.
now. Joke's over. Well, listen, you could have gone for the Devil's Three-Way anyway.
You're right.
So Steven, that's it. It's retarded, stupid stuff. Used to be harmless and trapped in specific areas of nerddom, but the weirdos from Tumblr have ruined it. They've ruined it.
And Sleazy's trying to ruin it right now. He says he ships Dermy and me. Gal and me.
Oh,
That's like a brother and sister humping. That's kind of wrong.
that's gross.
Yeah, that's like Coffin of Andy and Lele.
Never say that again, please.
Yeah.
That's kind
Anyway,
of gross.
so we got thirst trapped Adar, and because he's put the ring on, he's found Jesus. Okay?
Yeah.
He's found Jesus, and she wants to make a deal with him, and we get the stupidest kind of back and forth here is when it's all over, I will go back to Mordor and my children never wage war again. And he gives her Nenya, and he loses his thirst trap ability.
Immediately. It just
And
says,
I love
"Oh."
the line when they actually still decided to run with this. I've killed more orcs than any elf alive. How can you ever possibly forgive me?
What a brag.
So stupid.
I did, and no one believes you, Ho.
And Adar was not a character, never
No,
existed.
fanfic.
Mhm.
Fanfic. Yep. So
That's why
Can I tell you how
it
trash these
probably
movies
would
are?
have made
I know everybody
sense
knows
for
that.
them to make him make him. I can't think of his fucking name.
Celeborn?
Celeborn.
Celeborn. I always get him mixed up. Okay, always want to say
Idris
Gil-galad,
Elba.
but I know that's somebody else. Yeah, Idris Elba.
Reference from last night.
Yeah, we'll make him Idris Elba. It would have worked.
Thank you, Adam, for being me as much as you could be.
I tried.
I know.
I think I was
He's doing the best.
I was
he
actually
can.
I think I was nicer. You know, I let him off
Yeah.
a couple of times.
It was weird.
Yeah.
Carry on.
Well, I was trying to spread out my antagonism to everybody because we were shorthanded, and I could only be so mean so many times because I'm a nice person inside.
That's
Shut
a
up.
little bullshit, and you know
Shut the fuck up. So now here comes, after they make their promise, here comes
Oh my God, this is fucking bullshit.
Orc who wants to have his families be safe. And this is just so stupid because
Yep, it is so stupid.
we did this for symmetry. Because just like they Caesared Sauron, we're going to have them Caesar Adar.
It's symbolism, guys.
It rhymes.
No, what it does is it shows that Orc have no loyalty whatsoever, and they're not sympathetic characters, except that's not what they were trying to do with this show. Because he has a family.
Well, this is supposed to symbolize the beatdown that Sauron
Oh my
got.
God! He can't control himself, Ryan.
Thank
okay?
you. Thank you. Saves me the trouble.
Nice. Nice.
Oh, glorious. Thank you.
There's so much wrong.
Thank
This
you.
one was unprompted. I had nothing to do with it this time.
I want to
to
listen.
stop
I
it.
was going to send that out anyway tomorrow.
So much wrong with Jeremy.
I even sent you the timestamp area.
I'm still going to send it out. I'm still going to clip it. It's still going to happen.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Who summoned him, I bet.
Wow, that
Did you DM him?
No.
I don't want to know who did it. I want to pretend
I
that
would
this
just
happened
like him to have his
organically.
ears ringing and he showed up.
Yeah, I want to believe that somewhere somehow Ryan's alarm bells went off and
Sleazy clipped it.
Sleazy, okay. Okay.
That's hilarious.
I like it. I randomly saw.
I wanted it to be organic. I still like it. I'm still gonna clip it. I'm still making a clip.
Wonderful.
I have to. I'm still going to.
Do it.
It's gonna happen. It has to because it needs to be preserved for immortality.
Oh shit!
So good.
Oh, hey guys,
Hey,
it's our
Nomi's here.
finale. It's our finale.
What's up,
okay?
Nomi?
It's our finale. We pull out all the stops where we have shipping of fellowship members together.
Brian's like, no, I wasn't randomly watching this stream.
I wanted that would have been perfect. Would have been great. Anyway, all right. So, freaking Adar gets Caesar ganked just like Sauron does, and they think this is beautiful, wonderful. And of course, here comes Sauron.
The beginning with the end. And why Galadriel was just staying there to watch all of this?
Because
is
she's
beyond me.
horrified. Don't you understand?
Fuck off
She's
with that
horrified.
shit.
Awful.
She's still a woman inside, even though she has a dick dagger on her finger. All right. We are now setting up for the greatest duel ever.
The duel that never happened.
You mean for the end of the Fellowship of the Ring, Peter Jackson style? Please tell me you guys caught that shit.
Of course, yeah. Well, here's the way I looked at it. I looked at it like this, and Dermy can appreciate this. This whole duel that they're setting up. First of all, Tolkien is a what?
Is that Glub on the left?
Yeah, that's Orc who wants his nuclear family and
Orc
peace.
Glub.
Yeah. Jeremy, you'll understand this one the best. This reference the best when I say, or Al Filcher on this part. Tolkien's not about one-on-one epic ending fights. It's about messaging, or it's about the action, a single action that can change things.
It's about the hope and the faith that things are going to change.
Not the
and be
love.
better.
Not the love, like they're going to bullshit around with later. Hope and faith. Faith, because Tolkien is a religious man, or was a religious man. But now, Dermy, what they do here with this fight, as we're leading up to it now, is all about goddamn shonen anime one-on-one fighting. Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong. It's just
Poorly
about here
done.
have cool, poorly done fighting, but here have cool epic fight where all people are gonna go like, yeah.
This fight was awful. He had to slow himself down, and it was clear for her to look like she was holding her own.
To be fair though, it looked so much better than the fight scene in season 1 when they were fighting in that town square.
The dual wielding
marketplace.
The dual wielding, yeah.
Yeah, that was. Oh my god, that was so
awful.
bad.
But it's still awful because this fight makes. First of all, where did that sword she had come from?
The ground.
They disarmed her on the way there.
Prison pocket.
Well, she did hide the dick dagger at one point last season, so I guess so.
And
That hurts me just to think about.
Hail to Dane, who came up with the prison wallet for us. Thank you, Dane. We love you, Dane. Yeah. So where did you get the sword? And when did he pick up Adar's key sword? When did he do that? I would like to know.
They don't have to show you everything.
I would like to be shown something. Something.
Wouldn't we all?
I think they all have that fucking sword.
No, that's the key sword. So here we go. It begins, and it's sad. It's bad choreography.
It's
and
slow
here's the thing, though.
Oh yeah. Oh, rewind a little bit.
She cut him.
When she
cut her.
Well, no, when she got cut.
Yeah.
Did you see she was like fiddling with trying to find the cut?
Really?
For about 30 seconds there. Yeah. It's pretty bad.
Yeah, she's like, where did that squib explode on my gut?
We're gonna put a pin in this one because the next comment I want to make, we need to see the next parts of this faux fight. So where are we now? The sacking of Eregion, which lasts, as I said, for 30 goddamn minutes. And remember, Sauron said before that a second ago, we have to mark. He said, don't get the leaders, don't kill them. All right.
Oh, and remember, Gil-galad was never here.
Gil-galad's not there.
I will say, parts of the scene I do like, but it's in ROP, so it's all shit.
Jeremy, you are a man who likes men and mustaches, so you like book burning. You're into that.
that in Gil-galad being the High King and one of the best elves, he would have just been demolishing.
Yeah, he would have annihilated.
He would have been demolishing orcs.
Right, Alf, you can answer this for me. Did Gil-galad fight in the wars of the First Age?
Yes.
So
he fought in the Last Alliance too.
Well, yeah, that's where he dies.
Obviously, yeah.
Yeah, so but he fought in the First Age, so he fought in the real shit. He fought in the real shit.
Yeah, where gods were on
these
Earth.
would be paper people to him.
Yeah. He would have been able to slay orcs like crazy.
Yeah.
So this is stupid that he's captive.
Yeah. And did you like that point when he's captured? I went by quick. He kind of just turns the ring around.
Yes. Oh my god.
First of all,
stand it.
I've turned it around so you can't see it. I guess that turns off the power so no one can sense it. It's a switch.
What?
It was so stupid. I'm like, what does that do? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
And then he turns it back around when he uses it later.
So Gil-galad was a part of battles that lasted for 7 years in the First Age. Mm-hmm. That dude has seen the real horrors of the minions of Morgoth.
And he's actually, if I'm not mistaken, I think he is Galadriel's nephew.
Okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I'd have to look again, but I think that's I looked at a lore video recently, and I think he's the nephew of Galadriel.
All right.
It's Galadriel's old. She's at this point, she's 5,000 years old.
Yeah, she's not a spring chicken.
In the Lord of the Rings, she's over 8,000 years old.
Yeah, and don't you love how the Caesar saying she's growing and learning like any young person would? Shut up.
Yes, Gil-galad is the nephew to Galadriel.
Yeah.
Okay.
I quickly looked it up because I felt like you were right, but it's been a while since I looked at the lore.
Yeah. So, but yeah, he's the nephew, but because he's the one that's in the line of the kings, he became the High King.
And so they're going to burn books. They're burning books, and Dermy got excited. And now they're going to. Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
It wasn't because of the burning of the books. It was actually like, if this was in a different show altogether that wasn't Lord of the Rings, it would probably be a interesting scene. With people having to witness all this knowledge get torched up in front of them as hard as they're trying to fight back and keep it. That would be a good scene. But it's in ROP, which means it's Tolkien stuff and it's all shit and garbage. So everything else around it, good scene doesn't make anything good.
Your point is valid because think about it. In the lore, all of it did get destroyed, or whatever Sauron might not have kept for himself for his own mischievous deeds. But it all did get destroyed. But because we saw this done in a way that is meaningless, we feel nothing.
Yeah, there's nothing to be felt here.
Yeah. And I believe they fight a second. I think does Legolas the Black show up yet?
Well, he's there, but he was brought in with them.
Yeah,
well, no, he was brought in later.
Now he's a thing now.
I think it's funny because he shows up and he was basically on death's door, in the last
And they
episode,
don't
right?
show anything as to
yeah.
how he
He's
is just
fine.
there.
He
Yep.
got
Hey, Bigglesmiths.
Adar
What's up?
ganked him hard last episode, and he's
Thank
fine.
you, Biggles. Your
Thank you,
sympathy.
Bagels.
No, no,
Well,
no.
it's the
not
job.
for
Biggles
you.
knows it's the job. He knows it's the job. So
Bagels
books are
has been made to
burning.
watch freaking what is Jen?
All right. So here we go. Now,
It's about
as
to
we
happen.
go through this, the stands. Now, we were wrong, guys. We have to say we were wrong. We didn't get our kiss.
I wanted that kiss.
We wanted it for all the right cringy reasons. The stands wanted it for all the wrong weirdo reasons. But the stands, and I've seen this. I've even saved a few from X Twitter. To them, this was these two characters having sex.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I shit you not. I shit you not.
Wow.
They're demented.
To them,
this
all is sex.
It all revolves around
What?
sex with these people.
Because that's all they care about.
I
All they
don't get
want
how
is
this
their
is sex.
ship. All they want is their ship. That's all they want.
How do you interpret that as that, though? I don't understand.
Penetration and stabbing with swords.
Oh, boy.
This
Yeah.
fucking scene
The ninja
when
kick.
Frodo falls
Frodo.
down
Did you
when
say
he sees-
Frodo? Did you say
No.
Frodo?
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm talking about the Peter Jackson when Frodo falls
Oh.
at the end of Fellowship because he has the ring on him. He gets scared by the eye.
That's what I was thinking,
That's what
too.
this was. And
Oh,
then
really?
the next, and then I'll tell you the next part. Sorry.
Okay.
Carry
All
on.
right. So this is retarded because now it's, oh, look, I'm Halbrand. You can't hurt me because you love me.
His move armor.
Now, well, this is playing into their whole ship shit.
Uh-huh.
And then it gets
thought-
weirder
It really
because
does.
now I'm you. Now, I haven't seen it yet, but I guarantee some of the weirdos are drawing the fan art of Guy Ladriel making out with Guy Ladriel.
Oh, I'm
It's
sure.
almost as bad as
Absolutely.
two Ezra Millers.
Ew!
Why?
Why would you introduce that
Why?
idea?
Why?
What's
Why would
worse,
you do
me, what I did with the Ryan Kennel plushie, or introducing?
Why did you have to call attention back to it?
Because I'm me.
Because he's thinking up more shit about it. That's why.
All these things.
He's writing a fanfic of his own.
No comment.
There you go. All right, and she's actually gonna. We're skipping the dialogue. Doesn't matter here. It's more. It's a lot. It's a lot of. I hate you. You hate me.
We're a big old happy family.
Biggles said, "What did we do to Ryan?"
You'll have to go back. We will be clipping it out, Biggles. It will be clipped. Don't worry.
I'm making it an intro.
Oh, I'm gonna make my own version.
Derby showed where the
It was about
birds and
16
bees-
minutes ago, Biggles.
Yeah, I mean, well, see, what for StreamYards, I can get the high quality instead of like the YouTube low quality version from here. So I'm gonna use the high quality version from downloading from StreamYard. Anyway, so they fight, and then he's gonna transform into Celebrimbor.
It's so stupid.
And he's wearing the muumuu and everything.
Yep.
Well, I think it's supposed to I think they're supposed to be representing like what she did. She caused all this because she did.
You're right.
Literally, Sauron points out the show points out that Sauron had no plans to do anything. It was all Galadriel that caused this, and that's what's being said. So it's like, yeah. So is he just representing like the people that she's hurt?
I don't know. It's a messed up narrative. Well, Derby, you just brought up a good point. What the hell is even the narrative in all this?
That women ruin everything.
Because I'm not gonna walk into that one.
I was gonna say, look at that fabulous hair. Holy
yeah,
shit.
hey, that's
The
conditioning.
Pantene Provine.
That's conditioning. I need conditioning. I haven't been conditioning enough lately. But you're right. But the point is, what is the goddamn narrative in this whole thing anyway? Because they're not making her the villain, because by the end of this, she's not the villain. But Sauron's not the villain because events manipulated him into being evil. Celebrimbor, it was his fault that everything happened. What is the narrative in all this anymore?
I mean, technically, Dermy hit the nail on the head. It was just the unintended. Like, they didn't actually want it to say that women suck and ruin everything.
Nobody's evil? Are we back to that?
But that was a Star Wars thing. I got nothing.
They don't think anyone should be evil. They think it's
No.
all misunderstood.
Yeah,
there's no such in their minds. There's no such thing as pure evil.
No,
and we all know, there is such thing as pure evil, and you can have stories with characters that are pure evil. Sauron, Morgoth, they're pure evil.
They were driven to it.
Jeremy, how often do we have an anime where we just love a horrible bad guy?
I'm watching One Piece right now. I'm in Wano arc. Fucking Kaido is awful. I love awful villains. I love a true, just downright horrible person that's just horrible.
Why? Because you see yourself in them?
No, because you see just an awful person.
I can read that
I
so
see
many
you
ways.
in
I
them.
read that so many ways, Gal. Jeremy, this one's for you.
Yeah. Powerful Quill, member for 1 month, says thanks for a second membership. And yep, you got another free membership. So shout out to you and shout out to everybody that gifts members. Welcome to the Back Taco. I need to change. No,
you're the Goon. It's you're called the Goon Squad.
Yeah, I do need to change the membership name to the Goon Platoon. Or
I thought you
Goon
did
Squad.
that already.
No, it
God,
still
you're-
says Back Taco.
You are so lazy. Anyway,
Yeah.
you're terrible. I don't know why
I
you're
know.
here. So she gets beat up pretty bad here, which rightfully so, because he's a freaking god without limiters.
I hate that sword.
I was just gonna comment. It looks to me like she grabbed the blade.
Yeah, I don't
where's
like
the hilt
swords.
on that thing?
I was thinking that
So-
too.
I do not like a sword without a guard. I just don't.
Yeah.
That it needs a guard. Like I don't mind, even if it's a simplistic guard. Like doesn't have to be large. It just needs a guard. Without it, it just looks like you're throwing
Your
around.
fingers are gone.
Yeah.
Your
Like
fingers are
I
gone.
actually theorized when I saw it that she the actress accidentally grabbed it right there,
It
and they
did
just
look
went
like
with
that.
it.
You're right.
Mhm.
There's more bad choreography, and
The spinning around.
see that's another thing. And I'm sure a combat expert like Shad would say you don't spin, even as a fencer, as a regular fencer, because I did fence when I was younger. You never turn your back on an opponent.
You always face your enemy.
There is no legitimate reason to spin. The only reason, let's say in Star Wars, you can maybe get away with it when you're a Jedi is because the Force is guiding the lightsaber. And part of lightsaber technique and dueling is turning yourself over partially to the Force. So if it's going to guide you, that meant it guides you to a position or an angle that you were supposed to do that. But spinning is not a thing. Never spin around. But all these stupid shows are obsessed with having their characters spin around.
What was that
Because
on?
it looks pretty.
Was that
It
on
looked pretty.
Book of Boba Fett when the biker gang, one of the guys was like,
Oh,
he
the
spun,
blaster spin.
He spun and then shot. That's
Yeah.
so stupid.
And to this day, the stands go, why did you all make so? Why do the Chads are so angry at this? It was cool. Just shut up.
Oh,
Just
talk
go
about
away.
the
that's why they did
gang?
it. That is the exact reason they did it. Okay, because stands are gonna go like it's cool.
And,
No,
it was a black guy too. It was a black guy.
Yeah,
it was a black guy.
It was the black guy that.
So-
did the, yeah.
Oh, actually, I think it's right there.
All right,
There's
so
one
she-
point here where
Cuts him. That's impossible.
Incel rage. This is what this is.
All right, here it goes. Here we go. There it is.
Okay, before we do this, so I got to say at this point, if this was actual Lord of the Rings and Sauron was leading the army, he would have the one ring on right now. So he would be at this point, he would be able to overpower her, like completely and kill her, but he doesn't.
So we missed it at one point here. It was the other callback to Peter Jackson when Aragorn turns after Frodo runs because they see that the orc are coming because of the blade. He does his like slow turn and walk as he's bringing up the sword. She does that in this freaking
She
episode.
does? Oh, okay.
Yes.
That didn't register to
It
me.
pissed me off because it's a very slow-mo. It was a slow-mo walk, and it is a spitting image of it. And it was right, like, God, it made me
They
mad.
can't help themselves.
Yes.
They can't because they're not
Because
original.
she also has a line where she says, like, the way is stopped or shut, or the door is shut.
Yeah,
and
the door
I'm
is
just like, the way she says it and everything. I'm like,
I
fuck
do remember
you.
feeling when I heard that line, like the way is shut.
Because this whole entire scene here is just incel rage. The moment she says the door is shut or the way is shut, that's just him now having his incel moment because she's not coming back to him. She's not going to
Well,
say that he
and
loves
here's the
him
thing.
and kiss him and have sex.
Now this is the line. I would have given you a crown. I would have
Yes.
made everybody bow at your feet.
The
And this
queen.
is feeding the shippers. And let me, I'm gonna bring this up because I was making fun of it myself and I commented on it and I want to share it with you guys. So let me bring it up here. I saw this one on the Twitters, and it was purely for the shippers to make up fake lore. Then they think this, they believe this shit right here. The corruption of Morgoth's crown, never fully leaving Galadriel's veins, her soul always toeing the line between the seen and the unseen world, and her drawing from this power whenever she has to use her magic. This is who they did that for. The freaking retards who are fake fans and stans who just want to write their own fanfic nonsense.
But that's the thing. The line when he says that I would have made you, like, I would have made them bow to their queen, that line is to this scene in Peter Jackson.
Yes.
I can't remember exactly what he says, but that's exactly what it was, is repurposing the line, bow to your queen. Like,
But that none of this has to do with his fucking crown. The crown shit is only an ROP. It doesn't affect anything else. So you trying to do this is fucking horseshit.
They try to make connections to their it's as though you're using a fanfic to defend a lore point. You're trying to make a fanfic lore.
Yes.
It's same as dealing with Disney Star Wars stands. They try to use Disney Star Wars to defend Disney Star Wars when we give them real Star Wars lore points. It's the same damn thing. It's just ridiculous. So I just wanted to bring that up to show you how they're behaving with this scene right now. All right, let's get this back up.
I mean, it's a line from the show that they wanted the fucking idiot fans to make that connection. They jangled the fucking key.
Yeah. And the show is made for them.
The show was 100% made for the stands on Twitter, the people that were just eat this up, the actual consumers, the people that just go around saying dang good, dang good, dang good because the thing good.
Yeah.
The people that like key jangling, the people that like sparkly little explosions all over the fucking place, the people that also defend Thing because Thing has my politics in it, so Thing must be good, even though if my politics make Thing bad, but they have my politics,
You're
so Thing
ruining
good.
Freedom Tunes for me right now.
I wasn't even copying Freedom Tunes. I was just
He's
the
channeling
thing is
his inner angry retard. Let him go.
I'm channeling my inner
That
angry
was-
retard, but at the same time, it's copy paste. It's copy paste. We know how they think. They think Thing good because Thing has my ideas. Thing is connected to what I like, so Thing good. It has sparklies. It has explosions. It has Thing that I like. So Thing good. And if people come out and say Thing bad, those are just the toxic fans that don't even know what real Thing is. And we're now going to start using fanfic to justify why Thing good.
Yeah. So he beats her up. He stabs her with the crown. And here's my thing. This is the show stupidly, in their way, showing us the birth of Morgul blades.
No.
Think about it. We'll get there in a second. No. So now the dwarves are here. Okay. This is now the first instance of, I guess we've abandoned the Balrog problem.
Yeah. They're here with machine guns.
Yep.
With crossbows.
Machine gun crossbows.
And you notice as the
Now you're
dwarves are
speaking
going
my language.
as the dwarves are going to attack. Oh, now he's got the rings. Okay, he's got the rings. Yeah. Now, as the dwarves are going to attack, all we see them is them shooting crossbows. There's like no other dwarf choreography. None.
Can we mention the dwarven racism?
Go ahead.
So keep playing it. It's so funny.
Now there's Legolas the Black, perfectly fine. I guess he's got regeneration powers equal to Wolverine and Deadpool. So
are you saying that the orcs have crossbow switches, Dermy?
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, yes.
Gotcha.
So randomly just sees a random dwarf and goes like, Durin!
Listen,
turns around and starts.
Listen, he's horny. Okay, he misses his boyfriend.
No. He would know Durin from behind. He gives him the meat raw.
Yeah.
This is not believable.
Durin gives him the meat.
No, Durin.
No, I know,
give
but
me the meat.
dude,
and give it to me raw.
Elrond is a power bottom, and you know it.
But last season,
one, Gal is correct, but two, the way this comes off is dwarven racism because
Yes.
they
Oh,
all look
absolutely.
alike.
yes.
All y'all look alike.
Technically speaking, that was the first thought I had, but then I thought about it for another half second. And I'm like, he'd know him from behind.
No.
Smoo has a good point too.
Bazinga.
Like, why is Don Lemonless like running around like nothing happened
Because
last episode?
regeneration. He's fine. He's fine.
Regeneration.
He's just fine. He
This
got
show
stabbed
sucks.
by two different arrows and a dagger last time, but he's fine. All right, now this is
scene
retarded.
so retarded.
It's also she can set up a Schwarzenegger one-liner. At least that's how I saw it.
There was filled with tons of one-liner.
She's also a horrible actress.
Yeah.
The
Even
delivery
the
of
way
this.
she took the ring off, guys.
You want only peace.
So awful.
But
I feel like she was trying to make it seem like she was in a trance, but that's not really how Sauron's illusions have worked before. So it was
Well, he just
even more
penetrated her
retarded.
with his dick crown. So he's
And
inside
then she's
her.
all
right
like, "Psych."
And then it's Schwarzenegger line, heal yourself.
But
now I
your
didn't
point-
talk about this. I just made the joke that she just leaps off. But everybody else has rightfully made the point when she hits that tree.
The ugly tree with every branch.
Yeah, every tree. Listen, that's a good
She
I
did.
would say 200-foot drop.
Yeah, she's dead.
And she doesn't have the ring on, so it's not like it
osmosis.
saved her.
It's like when Adar took it off. It's osmosis.
Real
She's
quick.
absorbing. She's holding on to it.
Real
But
quick,
that-
Adam, this whole fight was just one-liners, though. The way is shut. Then this last one-liner was.
It was
just
also
one-liners.
the free people of Middle Earth will always be free or shit like that. And
Yeah.
The sea is always right.
She is always right. And I guess this guy's dead.
No one fucking cared.
Was that
Like,
Glub?
No,
Was that
that's-
Glub?
yeah. I guess you can never.
Yeah,
he's
that
never
was,
gonna see his baby again, huh?
Ask too many questions, nerd.
No one cares about
Nuclear
Glub.
family orc died. To be
And
fair,
now-
it would be smart to kill all the orcs that turned on Adar because those are the really untrustworthy ones, but they're all untrustworthy. So
Yeah,
why
but
the hell
now
does it really matter?
this is standard thing. Insert fear. Orcs will now follow out of fear.
Yep.
And that's the right move. I will say that. That's the right move. Kill that little motherfucker. Because he already betrayed Adar. He will betray
Yeah.
you. Because all he cares about is peace and love. And that's not the orc.
And his orc baby.
That's how communism works.
Hey. All right. So Guy Ladriel is perfectly fine except for the wound from the crown.
Fuck.
And
after that
Which is
bullshit,
100%. What that
it
wound
looks
on the
like
ground is.
it looks like the Eye of Sauron.
Well, it's not just that. This whole scene is just harkening back to when Frodo was stabbed.
Yes.
Which
It
is
is.
why I said they're giving us the origin for Morgul blades and the fact that only Elrond can cure a wound from a Morgul blade.
I hate
Am I
that.
wrong?
No, you're not, because they're doing the exact same scene. And
There, can you see it? You
yeah.
see it? I see the Eye of Sauron. They will
I
take
kinda
every
see it.
opportunity to
Yep.
put it in here.
I noticed that too.
Fucking stupid.
but
Jingle,
it-
jingle,
it's-
jingle.
But Alf, the Eye of Sauron isn't a thing yet, is it? Because he's not the goddamn eye yet.
No, so the only reason why he couldn't hold a solid form was because he was in Numenor when Numenor fell, and
But-
he was just his physical form was destroyed, so he couldn't hold a physical form. So in the Third Age, he was a mystical being after that point.
Correct.
And everything's tied to the ring at that point.
Yes.
Alf, correct me if I'm wrong, but he was never truly an eye. He was just that's just how they depicted him.
The
or
eye,
said
the
that.
eye,
The eye
yeah,
is-
the eye was how they represented him in the movies. But
Yeah.
he was never an eye. There was a phrase that described, the eye of Sauron, but it wasn't.
That's one of those
meant
Peter
to
Jackson
be-
things we can forgive. Because
it's one of those things that you can forgive, but
It's not
like,
a big thing.
It's
but-
supposed to be like just he
I mean,
feels
I-
this way. He doesn't really have this form, but the eye actually you can't really represent that very well within stories. So you make the eye. That's an okay
Yeah,
thing.
it
but
feels like
because
a
of
right
that-
choice to me.
Yeah,
Like,
but because of that, they have to go around and go like, well, he's an eye. Well, he's not really. It's more complicated.
Yeah. So they're going to heal her. And
course they are.
we'll come back because now it's, hey, what do you see?
A garbage person.
Well, there's that, but
I can smell her from here.
Adam, both me and you saw the exact same thing, right? Fucking
It was
away.
instantaneous. In my review, I even put a big ass arrow in the review because as soon as I fucking saw it, gee, what the hell does that freaking look like that's next to her?
The exact same type.
It's
It
a
looks the
freaking
exact
staff.
same.
And then she kicks it aside. Now that's a perfectly formed staff from this tree that got hit by rocks.
The tree that was cut, that was to represent the grave sites of all the hobbits. Because Grand Elf loves hobbits.
It's just,
I hate everything about this.
It's just so stupid. Nothing in here matters. None of this matters.
This speech that she's giving, like she's Samwise fucking
It's
Gamgee.
Sam at the end of Two Towers. It's the Sam speech in Two Towers.
And there's Hobbit buckwheat on the left there.
Yep.
Freaking oh god.
And they got garbage
Now
in their
here's
hair
what
as
I love
usual.
about this though. They're in mourning. We'll come back to the dwarves because the dwarves get one more scene. But this is Sam's speech giving Frodo hope.
Yes.
At the end of
And
Two
I'm
Towers.
like, what she's saying is not hopeful.
No, it's not hopeful because nobody fucking wants this to continue.
Sometimes
Now, I've heard a lot of people say that the dwarves are the best part of this show so far, and I have
This
to agree.
hand-holding
No?
thing.
They all suck.
So I
hate it.
I mean, they all
agree.
suck, but if you could choose one as the best,
I actually agree.
Disa ruins the dwarves for me, honestly. Disa ruins
That
the
is true. Like
She's
if you cut
pretty
out
bad.
Disa,
Yeah.
if you cut out Disa, I would actually have to agree. Like the dwarves are
No Disa, yes, but Disa just she's the turd in the punch bowl. She's literally the big brown turd in the punch bowl. Okay?
Yeah.
Now, don't trust her. She could cheat on you.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
don't
Like
love
the
you.
fact that he stays with her. Like
Who gives a shit about her?
Okay, Destiny. Like
All right, so who gives a shit about
Muriel,
those characters?
notice she's looking right at him.
dude, that was exactly in the scene. I'm like, bitch, you're supposed to be blind. What are you looking at? You have no idea
Okay.
what to
Her being
get
blind,
an actual blind person to act blind.
her being
Or
blind,
just cloud her eyes.
Yeah, her being blind was never a thing in the books.
Right.
Well, yeah, because she was never in the war party.
And
that
here's
went
what
there.
here's what happened in the books when our Tar-Minitel, whatever his name is, when he took over, he forced her. She was the rightful heir. He
Yeah.
forced her to marry him.
Yeah, and he
They were cousins, so it's
I'm sure he
Well,
forcibly
it's like
bent her-
Alabama.
and I'm
Yeah.
sure he forcibly bent her over the bed. I'm
But
sure
he-
that happened.
But
And
he
that's how we
forced
got
her to
Jeremy.
marry so that he could be the king.
And here, did you catch this line here? As Alindo's walking away, and we get a shot right here of Narsil. She
Yes.
says things that will be broken and never mended again.
Yeah, it annoyed me too. I'm so glad I'm not the only one. I was
I'm
like,
sorry.
really?
Wait, we forgot to talk about way back when Celebrimbor got staked at the up against thing. We forgot to mention his speech about there'll be a ring that will be one that'll be your undoing. It's just shut up. Just shut up.
Mm-hmm.
Just shut up.
It's so dumb.
They want to do this shit. Jeremy, this one's for you.
Yeah, from Powerful Quill for $5 says money to get Gal to rant about the Hobbit movies. Well, I don't think she will rant about the Hobbit movies because it's all about her.
I never saw them.
I like them for
Wait,
what they are.
You never
I
saw
like-
them? For
I-
real?
For what they are.
I never cared
Uh,
about it.
Because they
'Cause-
came up.
Huh?
Sorry for interrupting. Because they came up. Should have been 2 movies.
Yes.
I
Never
agree.
Never cut
Yeah.
Smaug's battle in half. That was the
Yeah.
stupidest thing I've ever
Yep.
seen. Cut out the love
Cut
triangle.
out the love triangle. Yeah. You
What
cut out
I-
the love triangle and short of 2 movies. I like it. But see, but I'm just I'm of the camp. I just like them for what they are. I've always enjoyed them because it's still Tolkien. It may not be perfect, but it is still Tolkien.
There's issues, but the story like isn't one of them.
Yeah. Story. Yeah. I mean, sometimes the CGI is a little rough,
Yeah. Oh
Times.
yeah, definitely.
CGI 's
Running
a
up
little rough,
falling rocks.
but the performances are great.
Yeah.
The acting is good. The casting is great. And I mean, when at the very end, when oh shit, what's the dwarf's name? Shit, Richard Armitage's character, the dwarf, the king under the mountain, the king under the mountain. Shit, what's his name? Shit, I just forgot it. Too many freaking bad names floating in my head. I've forgotten good names.
I know who you're talking about. I'm trying to think of his name as well.
I don't want to lose my nerd points right now. Thorin, thank you. Thank you, Thorin. I have too many nicknames for the shit I make fun of running around in my head right now for the show that I can't differentiate. Thorin. When Thorin dies and it's the real lines, my heart is I'm almost shedding nerd tears in that moment.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's a great interaction. And then at the very end, when Bilbo returns to the Shire and he says, "Who is this Thorin Oakenshield?" It's just he was my friend. It's like, oh man, come on. Yeah.
Well, that's the issue with this show right now, is that I think it covers too much. They should have narrowed down on something.
They should have done a season per epic moment in the Second Age.
Or, how they're cutting between 3 different things, just cover one thing at a time.
Yeah.
It should have been about the... I've always agreed with Alf and a lot of other people. Fall of Numenor, that's what this show should have been about.
I've said
there
this.
You go.
They could have made at least 3
seasons.
Multi-season shows based on different events from the season 2 or from the Second Age. They could have done a whole season on the creation of the rings. They could have done a whole season on the fall of Numenor. They could have done a whole...
The Khazad-dûm, the War of the Last Alliance.
They could have done a whole
the founding of
season
Gondor.
Yes.
It could have been so good,
hard.
too.
It could have been so good, but they fucked it all up.
Jeremy, you got another one.
And another $5 from Powerful Quill says, not seen an episode of ROP. Well, good for you. Your brain cells are perfectly fine. But the Shadow games seem more lore accurate than ROP.
And they're not at all. But you know what? The Shadow games are good because they're just fucking fun to play.
And
they
they're
are incredible to play.
Of what came before as well.
Yeah. The look of the Shadow games are incredible. The orcs look great. Everything looks great. Even though it's massively lore inaccurate, you are immersed in that game when you're in both those games you play them. I have one's digital. I have Shadow of War on the shelf.
And Smooth's right, that Nemesis system.
Yeah. Oh, Nemesis was great. And there is the gaming meme. They patented it and copyrighted it and never did anything else with it.
Mm-hmm.
Never did anything with it, which is stupid.
I would love more games with that Nemesis system.
Yeah. Imagine any game that has that, which is an open world. That'd be cool. Anyway, all right. So we're almost done here. So let's finish this shit up. So that caught my line, broken things, and now he's sad. He has his boyfriend's dildo, I guess.
Yeah. The dildo hammer.
Yep. And now Gandalf. She says, "Don't be a stranger. You don't have to be a stranger."
That line was so cringe.
And then what does he say, Dermy?
He says, Grandalf! And listen, it's so fucking on the nose and stupid, but here's the thing, the fucking retard's the one that named him, and then the black chick also goes like, "Thank you, Grandalf," and their excuse for it is they've never seen an elf before, so then why would you think it's an elf?
But he's not an elf. He doesn't have pointy ears.
But they can't see
his
ears.
He's tall.
He's tall.
He's tall.
And now it's Frodo Nori's basically saying, "I'm going to help them be wanderers," and subtext, "We're going to go find the Shire."
Yeah. When she walks away and she goes around the corner or whatever, it looks like she didn't know where she was supposed to go, the actress, because it seems very awkward when she does eventually turn. There's so many things like that I focus in on because
part of this is also
sucks.
CGI. There's a lot of CGI in this shit. It's a mix of practical and CGI. So there might have been a CGI screen there. She couldn't.
But it just looks like her foot skips. Like she's like, "Oh, do I turn left or right? I don't remember," type of thing. Like right there.
Yeah. Well, sped up kick myself.
Yeah.
Now he's gonna start walking.
This fucking.
And then he almost trips, and he finds his penis.
Yeah.
That was given to him by a woman inadvertently.
Good point.
Everything in here is a woman giving it to the men who actually have agency in the movies and the books.
Man,
their agency was given to them by women.
Hey, listen, when you had your first hard on, didn't you look at it like that too?
Well, I mean, Cloud looks at his hard on like that a lot. So
you have lady balls. You don't have a hard on.
You have two beans. We've
we have to ask you about well, that's a different
I
stream.
answered that question in the Ballbusters group chat once I got to
but
it.
we're not on we weren't live, so it doesn't count. All right, so he's gonna go back to Bombadil. and it's just
They explain what happened to the audience because they're too stupid to know, by the way.
A wizard doesn't find his staff. The staff finds his wizard. And next season, the wizard's hat will find him. And then his pipe will find him. And then he'll lose it all. And he'll get gray versions. And he'll be Gandalf the Grey because they're going to call me Gandalf, aren't they?
Yeah, but Adam, okay, so remember at the beginning of this, I said they're copying Star Wars, just like you said.
Yeah.
The reason I brought that up is because he flat out says, this was another test, but I'm supposed to choose the friends and not the power. Unlike how in Star Wars, frickin' Luke's test was you have to stay here and don't choose your friends, don't have attachments. It's the exact same thing, just done in reverse. Could you be any more on the nose?
And why did you have to explain that when we just watched it?
Because they don't know how to write.
When he was saying those lines, I was like,
because they don't know how to write. It's all tell, no show. It's all tell, no show.
But they showed it and then told it. Is the thing with this one?
Gal,
and then they're gonna sing.
Gal, this show was written for brainlets that just go like if you don't
window
blame you for making
cooling
me watch
stands who are clapping seals who are waiting for the next dead fish to be thrown at their head. That's it. All right, we're at the end.
Thanks, I hated it.
Thank God.
And
there's
got to get one more shot of the constellation. And
I can't believe
Dark
you guys
Wizard,
watched all of this.
Sauron, not Saruman. Oh, the dwarves. Okay, so all right, so are you guys ready for Game of Thrones dwarves? Because
honestly,
that's
I
what they're
probably
setting
would.
up. Well,
It sounds better.
Well, but that's what they're setting up. It's okay. There's going to be a struggle for the throne, even though he made it clear, "You're my heir." Now, he has a brother.
Alf, does he have a brother?
Yes, he does.
Okay.
Does this actually happen? This
And the
fight
fact
for the
and the
throne?
fact that he was never shown up to this point is annoying. He
He was
should have been
probably
there.
written in last minute.
You know what?
He should have been there the whole time.
He probably didn't marry a black woman, so they couldn't run a message. So.
Oh, actually, he's probably racist, and that's
Oh
why.
yeah, that's, I
Good
get
point. He got canceled.
Yep, he got canceled. But you know what else got canceled? The Balrog plot arc, because they've completely forgotten about the Balrog.
The Balrog should not have been there.
Are they going to mine the mithril now?
Never.
Because now they have. Because here's the point. Let me see if I can stop on the right point here. Because there's talk about the other dwarven lords are mustering power, and they look at the rings. Okay, now here we have a very large plot hole now that this show is created for itself, which will be combined with the next scene. Alf, the 7 dwarven rings were handed out in the lore a long time ago, right?
So, when the rings were created and when they were handed out, one was handed directly to Durin. The other rings were captured by Sauron and handed out by Sauron.
That's all I need. The rings were already handed out before.
Well, one of them
they knew. Well, you know what I mean, though. You know what I mean. Sauron has the rings, but nobody knows they have a corrupting agent, do they?
Right. No, they don't.
So the Team Durin here, they all know the rings corrupt. So how in the hell are they going to willingly hand out the rings?
That was my question.
To the other Lord of the Dwarves.
The
brother.
brother.
Lords.
Yeah, especially after he's destroyed
No,
Region.
actually, well, there's that too. I was also about to say, how did they get all 7 rings? Because they just set a ring down on the ground, and then the Balrog fight happened.
No, he said it outside. It was outside the cave in Durin. Okay, get it right.
Here's how it worked. Before Sauron attacked Region, so Sauron was there working with Celebrimbor. They made the 7 dwarven rings, the 9 human rings. There was no really distinction between human or dwarven. It was just a bunch of rings.
Mm-hmm.
And Celebrimbor at some point, Sauron left.
Wait! You're telling me Sauron didn't jizz into a cup?
No.
And have them all made with? Okay.
No.
No, those were for the humans.
He made the rings based on Sauron giving him advice on creating the rings.
Mm-hmm.
So Sauron eventually left to go create his own ring. In that time, the elves made their rings, but in that time, the Celebrimbor gave one of the rings to Durin. The rest of the dwarven rings, the 6 rings, were still in Eregion. So when Sauron turned around and came and attacked Eregion, he went there, claimed all the rings except for the one that was given to Durin, but they're all corrupted at this point.
Yeah.
So then, at that point, Sauron took the rest of the rings and he gave it out to the rest of the clans, because there's 7 clans of dwarves. He gave out the 6 to the remaining clans of dwarves.
And they did the same with the 9 Kings
and they
of Men.
accepted it. Yep.
So we have 2 plot holes now. So we have this. So they forgot about the Balrog. We have a problem with the fact that they know the rings are corrupted. So there's no reason logically why they would hand the rest of these rings out. So now we're in would-be Rivendell.
So I can explain why they hand out the rings.
Say that, because let me finish that point. And now they're going to heal Galadriel, who's glowing now. She's glowing. And she gets Nenya back, blah, blah, blah. They all know that Sauron has the 9 rings. And he's going to give them to men. They all know it's corrupting agent. Don't you think they would do their best to tell the kingdoms of men, don't take these 9 rings?
No, but they're racist towards elves.
Is that your answer?
Yeah. Well, that's my answer for that one. But when it goes to the dwarven ones, actually, I don't think this is according to lore. I think it's going to be that the brother takes over and hands out the rings like they were promised.
So he'll be. So is he going to be a Durin too? What is he? Durin the 5th?
Probably.
Did he just name all his sons Durin?
Probably.
No, because Durin the 6th doesn't appear until the 3rd Age. So it doesn't have to be the next person in line. It's not like Durin 6th, 7th, 8th.
Well, I know I'm being sarcastic here, but
the next Durin isn't until the 3rd Age, but it's continued through the line. That ring that was given to Durin is handed down the line.
And they don't know it's corrupted. That's the whole point.
No, they
the
don't.
The fact that the dwarves know there's corruption in the rings, the fact that they know there are 9 rings of men that are corrupted out there in the world, that is a massive plot hole to the actual lore of Lord of the Rings, where all the rings were handed out as gifts, supposed to be helping everybody, but nobody knew.
I said this on another. I said this on another stream, because they squished together the fall of Eregion and the fall of Numenor into basically the same tight window. Eregion falls, like 1,400 years before Numenor falls.
But
so by the rings, the ring wraiths existed, like over 1,000 years before Numenor even fell.
But here's the problem, guys. I don't understand why you guys can't figure this out. You're bigots because you're using lore to try to figure this shit out.
Oh. Okay.
Of course we are.
Well, I guess we're going to be bigots at the end, because what we have here is now they don't know what to do. And
by the way, they mentioned that this is Rivendell.
Yeah, and they don't know what to do.
And so
they don't know what to do. So it's basically what should we do, High King?
Okay,
I don't know. What should we do, Galadriel?
This scene is cheesy and fucking it sucks, but
remember
this is actually accurate. When they got driven away from Eregion, when Elrond and Celeborn got driven away from Eregion because they were trying to escape the armies that were attacking them, they found this valley.
Yes, but
they founded it.
They did not.
Gil-galad,
not
Galadriel. Galadriel wasn't
Galadriel.
There. Yeah, Gil-galad, Galadriel, and this made-up guy, Arondir, were not there.
Yeah, and nobody's turning to her. The High King is standing here, and wait, let's get Galadriel's permission to do shit. It's stealing. Elrond is literally, he's 4th in line in this shot we're going to get here in a second. He's 4th behind the other 3. This is retarded. And then these elves, this is, to me, honestly, when they start cheering, this is not elvish to me, at least by Tolkien standards. That's not elvish.
That's angry yell from that elvish warrior lady. That's angry yell.
Listen, she's going to do angry things to you. Okay? And you're going to probably let her. But this everything about this feels wrong. And of course, one last shot of diversity. I mean, now look at that right here. Look where they're all standing. Elrond, the guy who's supposed to found Rivendell, he is the one farthest in the back. A fanfic character has a higher standing in what looks like a ranking order than him right here.
Oh, I've got something to say about this scene too. So the elves are just like screaming and like, ah! Elves' demeanor would not be like that.
That's what I'm saying. This is not
Elves
Elvish.
Elves are more subdued in the way they do things. They're not going to be screaming.
Yeah, the golf clap is more their style, right?
Yeah,
You realize it's because there's a black elf and they were all doing black power, right?
Dude. Wow. Yeah.
Like, I'm not even kidding. The people that have weapons raise their weapons, but people who don't do the black power fist, except there's one in the back. A black elf has a spear in his hand, but he raises the black power fist.
And
I'm just saying.
Here's the other angle.
Right.
Notice how they're standing. These three are closely close together. Elrond, the guy who's this is supposed to be his moment where he decides to create a haven. And he is the one who is not included in a leadership stand right here.
It was Elrond that decided to create this. Yeah, Elrond was the one that decided to create Rivendell based on it was a refuge for them in war.
Yeah. And that's it. We're done.
I'm not gonna lie. I did not believe that we were already done. So many credits. I was like, there has to be an end credit scene. I know
it's
these
a long.
I checked. I did check too. I thought, wait a minute, am I gonna get one more thing to yell at here? But no, I wasn't. So yeah, that's it. That's it. Season is over. We wait 2 more years.
Season's over, and we're all worse off for it.
No, actually, no. My channel's better off for it. Let's be honest. My channel's been doing great with this.
I can't wait till season 5.
Oh, they're not getting there.
Watch as they do.
There's been talk of it.
Well, they mention it, but I mean, right now as we close out, because we are over time, because I know Dermy needs to get to the next stream. They get a season 3. We've been saying that for weeks since we started doing this. They will get season 3. Them trying to pretend that the season 3 announcement is some sort of big deal. It's in contract. We know it's happening.
I think
after that, I think it's going to be so bad that there has to be an escape hatch clause in the contract somewhere.
I don't think they're going to get a season 4 or 5. If they do, it's going to be a very shortened version of season 4 and 5.
I agree.
Like a rushed version of it.
Yeah,
I mean, I know that some of the larger channels, some of the people who may understand how some of this stuff works better than I do, will say that because it's so embarrassing to cancel so much of this, that they're not going to do it. I think somebody, even though Amazon has money to burn, I think somebody's going to go financially. Wow, we've thrown away over $1 billion on this, and we get nothing for it. Are we really going to keep doing this?
I'm here for Amazon to do all of it. Just go. Let's do it. Okay. As much as it hurts me, as much as I start questioning my sanity.
That's what I've been saying, Dermy. You're an accelerationist. Yeah.
Let's go. Let's do it. I want
do all the things. Put trans people in it. Make everyone gay.
I'm
yeah.
right there with you. Listen.
Yeah.
Listen. Like I said, this has been, and I'm in full grift mode here. This has been the biggest thing for my channel the past 2 months. My channel the reviews grow my channel, so I want to review horrible shit that I'm interested in. I don't just review anything. It has to be something I can either understand or be interested in. I want this to come back because I'm hoping my channel is not still where it is in 2 years. I really hope it's grown a lot more by then for a lot of reasons, both for my own personal designs on what I want to do with the channel, and also because God help me. But I will do this happily because this is low-hanging goddamn fruit.
Amazon, listen to us, okay?
Yeah.
Ignore what the
Derby. We're the new super fans. Of course, they're going to listen to us.
Yeah, I know. They're supposed to, but ignore what the bigoted Jewish man said, okay? About you guys not go following through, okay? Ignore that. Remember,
just shut the fuck up.
Yeah, add more trans people, add more gay people.
We
do
can't
all
let
the things.
The toxic fans win, okay?
Exactly.
We cannot let the awful bigots win, Amazon. You gotta do it. Don't accept defeat. Go for it. Keep going. I want it. Come on. And
I'm with you, Dermy.
Yeah, let's do it.
Listen, I'm with you. I am with you. I want this shit to burn down faster because I'm going to harken back to what I said earlier in the stream. When Rings of Power came on the scene, this was the turning point in the pop culture war where people said, that's it. That's enough. We are going to make our voices heard. And since this first trailer of this crap show premiered, it's been kind of one major win after another. I mean, the war isn't over. We got years of fighting left to do, but this changed the atmosphere. And it woke a lot of people up who were always going, well, they haven't heard the thing I loved yet. Oh, but here they are. They're at your door. So now you have to actually do something. And we have done something. Everybody done something. Rings of Power is a colossal failure. Don't let the faux ratings fool you. Don't let the stands on social media make it look like they're all loving it. It's terrible. Its ratings are pathetic. There's no merch for this. There's no merch. They're not making any money.
Books.
Not their books.
That's, yeah.
The Tolkien covers are what sell, not Rings of Power covers.
Yeah.
And so it's not the win they all think it is. And just like we always say, don't let with the true minority. And that's kind of the core of all this. When we talk about Acolyte, we talk about Disney Star, we talk about MCU, all these latest failures have revealed that the people who are saying this stuff is great, the numbers are showing they're the minority.
They're the tards. They're the mouth breathers.
You would know this.
We've been knowing this for a while. Hell, taking this to Doctor Who for a moment.
Yeah.
Lowest viewership in history.
Mm-hmm.
Lower than Acolyte.
Lowest viewership in history when there are more people on the planet than when it began.
Yeah. Lower than Acolyte. Acolyte at least was tracked by Samba and got on the Nielsen's for once. Not on Doctor Who.
Yeah.
These people are so small and irrelevant, but you keep catering towards them. You keep trying to win over everybody by following what they say. They're nothing. And when you don't listen to them, you get successes. Shocker!
Yeah. When you do normal shit, like Inside Out 2, when you give us a basically agenda-free movie like Deadpool Wolverine.
Hey, Bjorn says this is their second failure. Don't forget the Wheel of Time.
That's a great point.
But I mean, you're absolutely right. Wheel of Time is a complete botch. And hell, Wheel of Time was what got my channel the traction I needed to really get going here.
But Wheel of Time is not as big as Lord of the Rings or
Wheel of Time. Wheel of Time didn't light the catalyst of pushback.
Well, let's be fair. Wheel of Time is what created Disparu.
Yes.
It really is. It really is.
Well, actually wasn't at the same time Lord of Rings Power also created Disparu because Disparu was one of the ones who was monitoring the removal of comments when they were jumping the numbers on the initial trailer. So it's kind of a combination, both happening at the same time.
Yeah.
I mean, right there. I mean, listen. My Wheel of Time books are right there. I was on top of the shit. When Wheel of Time dropped, I got roasted by people who were yelling at me, how dare you judge this show before it comes out? Your red flags are meaningless. And then a day after the premiere, people came back saying, oh, you were right.
We're sensitive enough to where we can kind of see it.
Yeah. And Disparu has stated that the only reason he did Rings of Power was because of what you fucking did to Wheel of Time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, I mean,
it charged them.
I mean, Wheel of Time, but you guys both agree, right? As Wheel of Time is niche. It's a niche thing. Just like
Amazon Studios shares assets with the two, don't they?
Oh, well, it's the same production company. It's Prime Video. And it's Jennifer Salke oversees everything. So she is that. Just like when we get to God of War, Rafi Poo Judkins.
That's going to be Prime Studio.
He's running it. He's running God of War, just like he ran Wheel of Time.
No.
So they were justifying one for the other, but they're both failing.
Wheel of Time. And here's the thing, though. Wheel of Time, that was the experiment. And I don't know quite how to put it clearly, because that's going to really tangent us, and I do want to wrap this up. Wheel of Time, as I always saw it, was the experiment of diversifying everything to the maximum while shitting on the lore. And it was also the experiment because the Wheel of Time channels on YouTube, they bought it hook, line, and sinker. Dragon Mount, all those channels, they swallowed the Amazon dick. They were brought out to watch stuff. They got the interviews, they got the access, and that was the trial run for what they did with Rings of Power. And because it did receive backlash, but it didn't result in what we saw the backlash was for Rings of Power. I think they thought they could get away with it with Rings of Power. They thought they could corrupt all the major social media, YouTube channels, get them on board. They create their fake super fans, and snow everybody, because even though Wheel of Time fell apart, it didn't change the narrative of the culture war. But what they didn't bargain on is that Wheel of Time is niche. While it has a devoted and powerful fan base within itself, not everybody knows about it. Even me, I'm not even a hardcore Wheel of Time fan. I was just a dude who read the books. I didn't know.
They could have made a good show about that. It could have brought so many new people to the franchise.
Oh, it could have. Yeah, it was very easy to do it. I mean, in my reviews, I broke it down in my reviews. Hell, my reviews, I was so angry and attacking. My Wheel of Time season 1 reviews were the reason my channel couldn't get monetized the first time. It took 3 tries until I took them down, and then they monetized me. Then I put them right back up. Problem is, I lost about, I would say somewhere between 20 and 30,000 views on the channel for that. So I lost a lot of my watch hours and shit like that. But they thought they could get away with it with Lord of the Rings, but Lord of the Rings, Lord of the Rings is the foundation of all fantasy.
Yeah, it pretty much is.
And that was the problem. And they did not foresee that backlash. So that's one of my theories, which is a completely different topic if we talk grand scheme stuff. But that's why Wheel of Time should be included, but it's not on the same level as what happened here. It's definitely an important factor, but Lord of the Rings story, Tolkien is Tolkien. And that's why this happened. So we're done. It's over.
Gal, are you excited for season 3?
Dude, she's gonna Minecraft in your sleep.
I have had a headache all day because of you, Dermy.
Where was it? Where was your headache? Like here?
Right.
Or
yeah.
back here?
No, it was right here.
So that's
and
tension.
It's still
That's
here.
a
I
tension
know.
headache. Yeah, that's tension.
You're doing it wrong. You have to drink.
Yeah. Where's your vodka?
I only drink socially.
Unfortunately, you got to drink while doing this shit.
I actually took a nap before we played Demonologist, like a 40-minute, and it went away because I had gotten it after watching this fucking episode. I'm not even kidding. I immediately went to lay down. I have like an eye mask that blocks out all light. It's amazing. And I woke up and I was fine. And then we played. I was fine through that. And then I was on Screaming Into the Void and we were talking about FEMA and their bullshit. So it came back basically as soon as we started this because I jumped from that stream to this one.
That would give me a headache too, to be honest.
To go to Bjorn, our good friend Dane, who joined us last year when we did this last season.
I miss Dane.
Yeah, because it's not that I ignored Dane. I always forget to announce shit on Discord, and that's my connection to Dane. So I forgot. I love Dane. We love Dane. Dane was great. Dane was drunk for most of those episodes when we did it. But our good friend Dane, who is a massive Wheel of Time fan, he always loves it when I tell the story. And because Bjorn brought it up, here's mine, my Fires of Heaven, with my signature of Mr. Jordan. I got this in '98 when he was doing the book tour for Path of Daggers. And we went out to Columbus, Ohio, meeting some friends.
I gotta ask,
what?
When was the Wheel of Time written?
Oh, it was first started in '91.
Okay.
And he died before it was done in 2012, 11. I think the last book was 11 or 12.
Yeah,
I'd have to go
curious.
I don't remember. Yeah, and that's where Brandon Sanderson took over to finish it.
I haven't read any of those, so I would.
It's
I'm
an
interested.
excellent world. Here, you gotta understand. You think Jordan is second to Tolkien in over description.
Okay.
So
he is heavy on description.
I read The Eye of the World.
Yeah.
Right before the Wheel of Time, like first trailer dropped. I had no idea that they were making a show. My brother loves those books. And so I just picked up the Eye of the World, and I loved it. And then I was just like, oh, cool, they're making a show out of it.
Oh, you
and
poor
I saw
sweet
the
summer
trailer,
child.
And I saw the trailer, and I was just like, what the fuck is this? And then my brother tells me about the first like fucking scene or the first episode with I don't remember their names anymore.
Rand, Egwene.
Yeah, Rand and the chick.
Nynaeve.
And I was just like, are you fucking kidding me? Emphasis on fucking.
That entire season is a bastardization of Eye of the World. It's not. It isn't Eye of the World. I had reread it right before the season, knowing that I was going to be reviewing it right as the channel was getting started, and I thought, yeah, okay, I'm beefing up, getting ready for it, and it made it so easy to trash it because it was so fresh in my mind at that point. But as I said, I got this signed. I shook the man's hand. I said, "Thank you, sir. You've been a great inspiration to me for my own personal writing." Because back then I was using a lot of different authors to try and find my voice. So, like you, Bjorn. I met the man. You can't, because he's dead. This is a priceless artifact right now. Yeah. This is priceless. It sits on a shelf. I never touch it. This has never been read. This is a purely signature book that I bought when we went to see him, because I didn't want him to sign my Path of Daggers book because I was going to read it. So I bought one. At the time, Fires of Heaven was my favorite one. So I had him sign this one. So it's important stuff, but it was niche. And that's why I didn't have the power of it. And it's glorious, though. It's glorious. I do recommend reading it.
I'm also really sad.
If you like a good original world, I do recommend reading Wheel of Time. Go ahead.
When I was rewatching Ballbusters last night, I got really sad because I've ranted about it before, but Joe brings it up. Bridgerton.
No.
And I ranted
I was
to you
actually
guys.
thinking about your rants, and I thought, wow, I could have taken like a 20-minute break, and they could have gone off on that.
I could have gone and take a piss.
I was shocked. I immediately messaged her, and I was just like, "Oh my god!" And her and I have like had some of the shit.
Well, put a nice little bow on it and bring it up next time she's a guest.
Oh, I know. I'm aware. Yeah. She'll be back.
And I'll take a break. Anyway, all right, we got to wrap it up. We are half an hour late for Saturday. Well, you'll listen. You'll
push it back 15 minutes.
You'll play some 16, and you'll heal your soul a little bit. You'll be fine. All right, let's final thoughts. Let's go around. ABF, you can start.
I mean, I'm just so upset over the show that I'm like Dermy. I just want to be an accelerationist and just have it catch fire faster. So I'd like just do all the things. Add all the things that these people, the stands have been asking for. Let it all come true. It's going to be hilarious to us.
ABF, I'm there. Just go. Do it to Doctor Who. Do it to Star Wars. Do it to everything. Just let's go.
Yep. Let it. The sooner it crashes and burns, the sooner we can let it rest and let it reborn again.
Gal, you're next, Gal. Go ahead. I mean, you only had to watch one actual episode. You've been watching all the different reviews.
I don't know how you guys have done it.
I have, when it comes to this stuff, I have a barrier of sorts. You know,
alcohol.
I
Yes, alcohol.
Alcohol. Letting Jesus try to take the wheel. All that stuff.
This isn't Lord of the Rings. It's not canon. It's not anything. It is something completely and totally separate. So let them burn it to the ground. They're only destroying what they created because it has nothing to do with Tolkien. That is my thoughts. It's a retarded story. It makes no sense. There's no sense of time. It sucks ass, but it is not Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, it is not. All right, Dermy, we all know you enjoyed watching books burn, but other than that, you hated it. I know that.
I would like to watch this burn, so accelerate it. But listen, the moment they said that, they even teased it this time with the fucking Comic-Con stuff, like, oh, there's LGBT stuff with all this. I'm saying, you know what? Fuck it.
It was all baiting. It was all queer baiting.
But I'm at this point where, okay, let's do it. Let's go all the way. Let's add trans dwarfs. Let's add fucking gay elves. Well, we have gay elves already. But I want them to just do it all. I want the ball slapping action. I want to see dick
shit.
Vigorous. You want it to be vigorous thrusting. Vigorous, sweaty thrusting.
Let's get Last of Us episode 3.
Yes.
Well, and guys,
already.
Tobias needs representation too.
That's right.
We need
furries. I want it all. Let's go. Let's keep doing this. I know I keep questioning my sanity, and my brain keeps telling me, you know what? You lose less brain cells by getting drunk off your ass, and Hiccup Dermy can easily write a better show than these fucking retards. It hurts my spirit and my soul, but I've decided, you know what? I don't care about these fucks anymore. They keep torturing us. They keep bastardizing the creative works that we love. Our heroes are no more, so on and so forth. That I'm saying, fuck it, let's go. I want you all to burn.
Yep.
Alf.
Yeah.
All right.
Go ahead. Yeah.
As much as I am glad to celebrate the demise of this show, at least for the next 2 years, I want to end this on a positive note. I want to suggest to our audience, go read the books. The Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit, The Silmarillion, The Untold Tales. Go read those. And if you don't want to read, there's audiobooks. There are tons of channels that post videos on lore on this stuff. I sent some stuff to Adam earlier this week on this. Go watch those channels. Men of the West is one of the best channels I have discovered.
They're going. I think
Gary's a big fan of them. They've been more open about their criticism of this show, so I have to give them credit.
I forget who it was. I watched a Good Lore video last year about how the fate of the dwarves in the Third Age, and it made me sad watching that. How the dwarves end up, how they just literally fade into nothing. They fade back into the stone.
And that's
sad.
that's when you go into the Fourth Age. That's how the dwarves just disappear.
Yeah.
They just disappear into nothing.
Yeah, that made me sad.
But yes, please.
Except for Gimli. Gimli gets to go off to Valinor.
Yes, Gimli goes to the Undying Lands. He's the only dwarf that ever got to.
Yeah.
But yes, please read the books. Watch the lore videos. There's plenty of channels, and I could steer you on channels to avoid, but there's channels that are like any channel that is a fan of the Rings of Power. Avoid them, please.
And they're easy to find. You can find them on there. You see them on X-Twitter. They're easy to find. They're sucking this dick.
But yeah, go read the books. Get the audiobooks. Watch the lore channels that are actually legit. But yeah, that's where I'll leave it.
That is complete truth from Alf. As for myself, I am as happy as anybody is to have it done. I'm going to grift one more time on this, though. Next Wednesday, I am doing an autopsy stream on Season 2. Because it's going to be here, Jed is going to be there. I'm going to give him a chance to weigh in on stuff. And it's an open door. You never know who else will show up. So I'm going to grift one more time next Wednesday. Autopsy of Rings of Power Season 2. As for that, I want to thank everybody for joining us. The panel, thank you all for being here. It was a great idea to do this at double speed so we get through the episodes faster. It was a pleasure to host all this, to have everybody here. We had a lot of fun. Chat, I know you guys had a lot of fun. We were happy to entertain you, give you guys a good time, give you guys a laugh, more of a laugh, because this show is laughable. The whole goddamn thing is laughable. It's a joke, but we were glad to give you guys something fun to enjoy with it. And we hope to come back in 2 years and do it again. Hopefully then we'll be burying it at that point. It'll be so bad, we will bury it, and then we'll put Dermy on top of it so nothing can dig its way out. Either way, thank you one and all. We hit those like buttons. Links are in the description below. We'll see you guys around. We're not done. There's plenty of other shit to be angry about and be annoyed about and make fun of, and we're going to do it because guess what? We're fans. We're passionate. We have a love for these things that these horrible, horrible people have tried to destroy, and we will defend them. Not because we're angry chuds, but because we are the fans, we are the passionate ones, and we are the lifeblood of everything. So thank you again for joining us. We'll see you guys next time. Take it easy.